Be live now. Bit of an early stream. Probably gonna stream tomorrow. Today, you guys can come in, hang out, and just chat with me. We're just at Citizencon. I'm not gonna really be going too much in here. Just you guys do wanna come in, say hi, and stuff, and cool. I don't know. Okay. This is where I've been. I've been in Los Angeles. Okay, so I don't think I could tap out and stuff, but chat should be showing up. I don't have a gimbal or anything to stream. And then it's gonna be pretty dark in here. And I might post a video later. Stream, I can only download it in 720p. And I don't know if this is even in 1080. Ah, there's the notification.
Maybe there's another one.
Okay, so yeah, this is where I was at yesterday. I'm gonna head back home soon. I already forgot how loud it was here. Sure, it does a little bit of trolling at Citizencon. I can actually play some Star Citizen here. Wish I brought my laptop charger so I could actually play stuff. Yesterday I was in a rush to make a video. Or no, it wasn't yesterday, but it was Friday. Oh hey, god damn it, chat. Hey, Perma. Yeah, on Friday I was in a rush to make a video because forgot my charger. I'm not sure if I could play some more Pyro later. I can play some Pyro. I don't know if I want to play. Because yesterday me trying to record, like I have 40 minutes to play there, and playing with one hand is not easy. Like I think playing with my feet would have been easier, but they're not gonna allow that. SMH Ian dragged me to playing his dungeon games. Damn. Yeah, that's a picture that I could take on the dragonfly. Pretty neat. I don't think I've seen anyone stream on YouTube for Citizencon. Because I've only seen it on Twitch so far. Alright, let's goodbye merch over there. Don't feel like buying any merch. Hey, what's up, Ian? What's for dinner? I had pasta last night. I just like to eat ice cubes. Very nutritional. Definitely. I want to see how my battery's doing. I think my battery isn't like halfway within an hour, then I should be able to stream longer, but I don't know how my battery's gonna last. It's really dark in here. Like this is where I'm gonna be sitting like think in half an hour. I'm gonna wander around a lot. Not gonna sit down. You had prostitute. Eats ice. Yep. No. Easiest thing to eat. Hey, what's up, little bro? Hey, Henkin. Hey, Henkin.
Hey, Destroyer.
Hey.
You want another peg? All right, here we go.
Yeah, I'm live right now.
Oh, what's up, guys?
Yep.
Coming to you live from LA. This is my man, Destroyer.
Yeah.
Care Bear Man.
Yeah, Care Bear Man.
Doing. I think what time's the first panel go? 11? What time is it now? Like 10?
10:32.
Power.
Yeah.
Work. We're gonna keep doing laps.
Alright.
See me?
Yeah. You gonna go live as well?
Yeah, but I'm gonna wait till the panel starts.
Alright. Watching the stream of Citizencon. Yeah. Alright. This is gonna be just a chatting stream. Like, if you guys do wanna come in, talk about random stuff, then cool. Don't really need to be talking about Citizencon the entire time. Because you guys probably don't even care. Where's this happening? This is in LA. Like, been here since Friday. Wandering around. This is one of the things that they're making over here for game stuff. Alright. 7 minutes of stream. We only use 3%. My phone. I think I should be good for an hour. I am on low battery mode, so hopefully once I'm done streaming I still have power left. I'll go hop on, play some of that. Might be easier if I record on my PC, like maybe on Wednesday, that's when they put it up. Like, again, testing. Oh, holy crap, it's like dark.
Like cutters.
Yeah, pretty much everything you remember seeing yesterday. I wonder if they fixed the stairs. Well, let me see. When you need to take 2 steps and die when delivering a package? Oh, absolutely. I think the Henkin that you guys saw earlier, he said yesterday when playing on those PCs, he died at a ramp. And like, yeah, the game's still pretty buggy. Hey, what's up, Guzzy? Yeah, I've been just walking in circles. If I went there with my mom, she would have already taken like 1 trillion photos. At that point, you might as well just record because, you know, like, or just live stream it or something. Because like by the time it's done, it's gonna be probably 1 trillion frames. Like, oh, here, I think I'm gonna be here until 5 o'clock PST. I didn't want to head back sooner. I'm gonna stick here until it's actually done.
Oh, and Andre, don't want to forget Andre. You're gonna love Andre's. You saw a little bit of it in the Stern presentation today. It's an explosion. Potential of that
I'm
work.
gonna head to the room in like 20 minutes. What is this? This is Citizencon, which from Game Star Citizen. You guys probably seen me play it several times. Probably seen me get frustrated on it. It'd be funny if I fall through the ground here because that would be truly a Star Citizen moment. No, it can't. I didn't stream yesterday because I was really tired. I'm still feeling pretty tired. Like, hotel beds really suck. Like, I think every time I've been to a hotel, like, I just don't get a good sleep. You should change the thumbnail to a picture of your face. YouTube didn't give me that many options to edit the stuff for the stream. I'm also surprised that this isn't even being streamed on YouTube from like actually Star Citizen, because maybe they're affiliated on Twitch. Don't know.
What's that? We don't have the graphics budget for the extended
Twitch is going to remove that stupid exclusivity thing. I mean, I've been streaming, multi-streaming regardless, because I don't care.
Content creators.
Yeah, there's still nothing interesting going on here. 20 minutes, probably something.
So many colorful characters here at CIG. Sometimes they're our biggest producer, but there's no job security.
Yesterday I almost fell asleep multiple times here.
So here we have the community booth. We're going to get right into it. Follow me this way. We're going to go right into the corporation.
I was asleep on Friday. Didn't help for yesterday.
We're going to have a quick chat with the corporation. You guys don't
I
mind.
think caffeine did anything.
Corporation. Now, these are one of the biggest orgs in the game. They're friendly to newbies. They have
So we're gonna start going over community stuff. Hey, what's up, Daisy?
The corporation
How's it going here?
is a friendly environment for people to have game sessions regularly, to have a good
Let's
community,
get
to
started
encourage
here.
more people to play Star Citizen, and for us to explore all sorts of
I think after
everything from racing to
I'm done with that, watching that stuff, hopefully my phone will survive long enough. Really doubt it. Might go play some of that. I used to be in your live every single day for Dungeon Quest. Yeah, I left the game long ago. Definitely lost a lot of interest throughout the updates. Probably mostly because the game got stale. You soon TMing intensifies. I would go play some of this right now. This is 40 minutes time. I could leave early probably. I don't want to miss the main stuff on the screen. You guys could probably watch this on Twitch. I'm just here. You guys want to chat.
I'm looking for you. How's it going, man? So, you guys are focused on massive I mean, you guys haven't seen
I probably would have been able to stream the entire time if I brought a power bank. Not gonna happen for watching the entire time. So how's the audio, guys? Like, this place is pretty loud, and I don't know if you guys could hear me clearly. What's the event about? It's just going over the progress of this game and what's the new stuff going to be added. Like, it's still a long way until this game gets released. Like, it's pretty wishful thinking to think all this stuff will come out like within a year. There's some pretty cool stuff that caught my attention for this event. I'm probably gonna stay home and watch, but that's kind of boring. Like, I rarely even go outside anyways. I like walked into this room like three to five times by now. I'm just trying to stay awake so that I don't fall asleep while watching this. Still going over community stuff. Should be really soon when they start going over whatever's first. I didn't even check. I'm not going to tab out of this because if I tab out, the stream is going to end. Or it's just gonna pause. Remember the noob godlies. Oh god, that stuff. I don't think I was able to stay consistent because the frequency I streamed. Like, it was pretty difficult to keep up with that. I made 3 videos. What's the process for getting the walkers to be secure? Sure. I think that an air stream is possible. I don't know. I don't go outside that often to see that type of stuff. Like, I mean, when I do go outside, there's like nothing eventful going on. Last time we did Noob to Godly, we just gave up and called it good. Yeah, and like the funny thing is that series didn't even do good at all because like people only watch streams and like videos. Tough luck on getting those views. Since I've moved on to doing videos now, it's a lot easier to stay consistent. The streams, like, it drains a lot of energy. Streaming really doesn't take any skills besides from just talking to people and keeping them entertained. I think just lying to people is good enough. That's about it for streaming. Previous updates when you were at Citizencon. I mean, I'm gonna be back today, so yeah. I think Below updates it on Fridays, usually in the morning for Pacific Standard Time. So it would have been out by now if if we were to update it. Well, I am good on that. No need to worry about that there. I might download some of this stream for making a video later. YouTube moment 720p, which sucks because like I think the video is like made in 4K. I mean, I'm probably not gonna make it in 4K because 4K gonna take a while to render. And I do not have the patience to wait for a 4K video to render. How's my battery doing? 94%, we're at 20 minutes. Yeah, I think hopefully we could go for 2 hours. I don't know about that. I mean, like, I would travel just to go visit you, but I'm broke, so rip. I think at some point I might just go travel around, and that way it's easier for you guys to meet me. And I was like I would go to Vegas and there's like KJ and Vibes is there. I'd be like chilling in the strip. I mean, LA, I don't know who would be here. Because like KJ, there's like the occasional time that he'll come here. Yeah. There was a TwitchCon in Vegas on Friday. Oh, alright. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna sit in there now. Yeah, TwitchCon definitely would have not been able to go there. I mean, if I was traveling on my own, I could easily go there.
It's really exciting. I also want to shout out BKB, who did amazing helping us with the control services for the fighter flight exhibition going on in the Apple booth. Be sure to go by there and check that out. And then, of course, CLX.
Here
the custom computer makers who made all
Flashy, like two.
Playground.
It is dark, so you're not gonna see my face though.
Here, it's there.
You guys probably wouldn't be able to see my face in this room.
And I feel like I'm missing one, and I expect to hear about it from
one day we could do a YouTube video IRL.
So
I could imagine my head would be so goofy. Oh, absolutely.
You know, when do we start? We start at 11?
We
got 5 minutes. How should we fill the time?
5 minutes. Hang on. Is something gonna sit in the front? I don't know.
So, here's what we're gonna do. Back in 2013, we attempted to sing Star Citizen Happy Birthday. And at that time, there was a weird legal kerfuffle of a belief that the stream got muted because we sang Happy Birthday on stage, and Twitch automated content said, no, don't.
Damn.
It's our birthday. It's a little late. It's also Jake Piacapo's birthday, so
Wasn't playing
if all
at that
of you join
time.
me in a rousing edition of Happy Birthday, we're gonna test the stream gods and see if we don't get muted. So ready? All right, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Happy birthday to you. Oh guys, we do not want the birthday questions in this. I think it's October 10th, so it is past that by now.
Hang out, get your last drinks, get your last snacks, everybody. The show's starting in about 10 minutes with our character advancement panel right here on
I
stage.
get to sit down
So
now.
stay tuned.
Not gonna be wandering around.
Like day one, we've got more to come, everybody. Take care. See you in a bit.
Alright, I'll start in 9 minutes. I wish I could tab out of this stream. the chat will stay up instead of me having to keep tapping on live chat. Oh, there's a mute microphone option. I don't need to do that. Oh, I can zoom in. Oh, that's pretty neat. Well, guys, this is my first time streaming on mobile. I'm not familiar with the controls here. I'm used to PC.
Ever.
Well, guys, once it starts, I'm probably not going to talk as much.
I did make it all day.
Because, yeah, I'll probably be able to pay attention. I don't know if I can chat. Oh, I can't chat. I am going to go for at least a minimum hour stream. Phone battery is holding up for the song, so should be able to last at least an hour. I don't know if I can change the title. Ooh, yikes, I cannot change the title. Yeah, I'd have to end stream to change the title. I would change this stream name to... Actually, maybe I might be able to... It seems like the stream's not even popping up for YouTube Studio, so I can't change this title unless I end the stream.
That's good. You guys got to move? Thank you, Zetas.
Oh,
You gonna be here for a bit?
yeah, I'm gonna be here for a bit.
Leave my bag.
Alright.
Yes, sir. Wow. And then they come
Alright, still spend this here. Got another 5 minutes. Alright guys, if you got anything else to chat, now's the time to do it, because, yeah, once this starts, I'm gonna be pretty quiet. Because I am gonna go for at least a 1 hour minimum stream. If I was here earlier, I probably could have, just walked around for an hour. Got here a bit later than I thought I would have been, so we're just gonna sit here, watch some of it.
Yeah, right? She's saving my one.
Really? And then we outside talking. And then the cops came along. And what's happening here? We go.
by any chance, any of you guys have watched play Star Citizen? Just a little curious. What is this button? Oh, I could make the.
Is this all their stuff?
Huh?
Is this all their stuff?
I don't know. Someone's sitting here.
Oh shit.
Welcome in, guys. Happy Saturday.
Did you say Saturday?
It is now Sunday. What's up, Foxy? Morning. I got my tie dinner over here. Oh, you did. Right. Special shout out to Buster.
I don't know if I could brighten up the stream.
Like I am.
Yeah, it's really hot in here today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's pretty hot.
Which is weird because it's cold outside.
Yeah. Start 2 minutes. I'll check the schedule real quick. I'm gonna check at the beginning of the stream. Kinda hard to open this one up here. Here's a schedule. I don't know if you guys could see it.
Wait a fucking second.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, wait a second.
Or character advancement first, you guys can't see it.
Something.
Oh. There's Kin. There's the Care Bear.
It's like, there's Nice.
Nice, that kid.
I walked away for a second. Well, guys, I'm on TV. That stare. The cameraman was just on you. I know. I thought he was gonna keep going. He stopped.
He fucking stopped.
Care Bear scared.
Damn, I should have went up there.
Good. What's up, guys? Happy weekend. Early stream. Yeah, we're gonna be all panels today.
It would have been funny if I went up there as well.
Hey guys, we're live.
Should start any minute now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the person who forgot to create himself an intro, Disco Rondo!
Yay!
We also have caffeine in the last 10 minutes. Welcome to Citizencon Day 2, everybody!
Woo!
Perfect.
This stream isn't that stable. I am holding this in my hand.
Get in the seats. It's about to start, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 2.
I am
I'm not going to
gonna
take up any more of your
fumble
time.
real quick.
Up first, character advancement with Ian, Sean, Forrest, Andre. Give it up. Start the show. Good morning. Hello there. Hey everyone, it's so good to see you all again in person. Thanks for coming out. So I'm Ian, I'm the art director for Star Citizen. We're going to kick off the first ever day 2 of Citizencon by talking about some of the awesome work done by the character team. Alright. So first let's talk about life in a frontier system like Pyro and how this influences the character designs. So we wanted to create something unique compared to what we've seen in Stanton already. We want to give a wider visual palette and a feeling of historical age between the different solar systems. So this chart describes the fashion pillars for humanity. We can see where all suits, armors, and fashion items should belong. In terms of material use, manufacturing technology, and novelty. So you can see Earth fashion on the left, Terra fashion on the right, and frontier fashion right in the middle with a little bit of overlap with Earth. So essentially, frontier fashion is function over form. They are repurposed and repaired, and generally are misfits rather than sets. Outfits are purposeful by having storage solutions. This implies survivability along the frontier. Okay, let's take a look at some of these assets in the game.
Oh, it looks neat. Art Pyro.
Okay, awesome. So hopefully you guys that played Pirate Playground will have seen a few of those assets being showcased. So as we saw from the video, pouches and storage
Yes.
are a key part of the frontier aesthetic. This drives the feeling of survivability. But from here, we thought it would be really cool to give the functionality, but also some customization options. So let's take a look at a video we just developed internally. And this is for modular storage items on the plane.
Yeah, that looks neat. Oh, you can put storage on your clothes?
Oh, finally, though. No, I just wish our clothes and my undersuits and armor and all that were kind of merged in one, so you could interchange better.
IRL reaction stream for real. Yep.
What's up? That's like, yeah,
I don't know if you could carry a pistol on your body with clothes on. I think you need an undersuit to
Dude, that
I
patch
don't-
on his arm though just does not look.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, right? So
Pretty
I
cool,
think
there's
it's about
posters and
loads of
stuff.
customization options in the future. We're super happy about that. So we also created some extreme weather costumes for frontier locations, and these also follow the same mismatched and repurposed design aesthetics.
Okay, let's be real though. That radiation suit ain't doing shit.
Well, absolutely
Now,
not.
we also focused on achieving a higher visual benchmark. So this is all driven by our new LED V2 shader, and it's texture library. And we focus on more consistent wearing between 0 and 100% values. So to showcase this, let's look at a quick example asset.
Exactly.
All right. So as we saw in the video, it's the insides of the helmets are looking fantastic. Now this is us getting them ready to animate with put on and take off.
Wait, we can finally take off the helmet.
So in summary, Frontier Fashion is expanding the visual design palette for humans, giving a more credible feeling of age and history when you travel across multiple solar systems. All right, now let's talk about something different. Now we're going to talk about some of the gangs in Star Citizen. So, Ninetales have been one of the main gangs in the game. So far, over 105 million have been taken out by you guys.
Refuses surrender.
So you guys have been busy, great job. All right. So it was like, all right, now we're going to
Only 105 million.
Okay. So the first faction we're going to talk about is Rough and Ready. So the
I
aesthetic
saw
of the
that
gang
yesterday in the
they're
playing some
understated
pyro.
in terms of clothing, and they almost blend into their environment. On closer inspection, you'll notice their tattoos. These signify rank and progression within the gang. Let's take a look at a quick video.
This whole time.
Can't wait to piss off as many gangs as I can in pyro.
Dude, you're gonna have trouble in Pyro.
Yeah.
Like, whatever gang runs Ruin Station or the one that we start at in that demo,
Getting Star Killer.
like, don't fuck with that particular gang. That'll make Pyro really painful.
It'd be funny.
Okay, look, the main screen is one thing, but looking at the screens on the left and the
There were tattoos shown yesterday.
That's pretty sick.
Guess finally get tattoos in Star Citizen eventually. Soon TM.
I think they look absolutely fantastic. Okay. So the Rough and Ready can be found in some of the space stations around Pyro. Now the tattoos, like I said, the tattoos form a progressive design. This illustrates the hierarchy within the gang.
I
As
got
a
negative
player,
reputation
you'll be
of
able
them
to
pretty
learn
quickly
these
yesterday.
tattoos and apply them to your character.
Okay, fuck that. Here we go.
Okay, cool. The next gang we're going to talk about is
Headhunters.
Headhunters. So this gang is also located in Pyro, but offers a completely different frontier aesthetic. More of a wasteland vibe, with lots of personality, and this will translate into the behavior types. Now this gang is currently in production, but let's take a quick sneak peek.
These motherfuckers just be like the Mad Max.
Space Mad Max.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. You know, yes. Yeah.
Alright, I might try to stream until my phone is at half.
Okay, so cosplay competition next year. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. All right. All right. So they're looking awesome. Now the last gang we want to talk about is Dusters. So Dusters are a criminal gang specializing in mining-related crimes. Now, incidentally, I love the original Desert Nomad armor. You can see it here, right? Now, I wanted to use it as a starting point to establish the Dusters design language. So here we can see.
Oh, that's some pretty neat looking armor.
That legendary.
So here we can see the Dusters gang lineup, showing armor leveling and rarity.
Like, oh, there's
So as a player,
rarity for
you'll have
this armor.
horizontal armor progression. This will define your role playstyle. Then you'll have vertical progression. This is your progression within that role and playstyle. For example, a common bounty hunter armor set will be weaker than a legendary, and as armor progresses in strength, it's harder to acquire. So harder missions, rarer drops, higher reputation. Now, as we're talking a little bit about armor sets, let's recap a little. So the goal is that players should consider which armor to equip based on the role they wish to fill and the scenario they're heading into. There will be also greater differences between the current armor types. So light, medium, and heavy, and this will be in protection and mobility. New armor categories will be combat, specialist, utility, and support.
I was not paying attention there. When Ace came ahead a little
And these
bit.
will define the type of items that are quickly available on the slots of the suit. There will also be additional functionality to assist in your chosen role. A matrix of armor type versus category will provide a variety of roles, with each providing best-in-class benefits. There will also be hindrances to out-of-role gameplay. For example, if you're wearing a heavy armor set and you're trying to fly a little snub fighter, you'll have restricted visibility and less vehicle control. So in this scenario, like a flight suit armor type with resistance to milder G-forces will be preferred. Okay. So as we saw in Ali's presentation yesterday, hygiene simulates and tracks the accumulated effects of a character going unwashed for
Refuse hygiene.
time. Poor hygiene can lead to disease, lowered health, and snarky comments. Hygiene decays faster if a character becomes dirty or wears dirty clothing or armor, and visual effects are going to be displayed on the character's skin, such as blood, sweat, and dirt. Certain usables, such as a shower, will reset the character's hygiene
Refuse.
and clean away all of those dirt effects. So
Refuse.
let's keep clean. Yeah.
Refuse.
Okay, so that covers a quick recap on armor sets and hygiene.
Gotta be like a dog that
Let's get
eats,
back to
sleeps,
the
and doesn't
video
take a shower.
using the dusters.
Dusters.
That's like Artemis knockoff.
Coming to the game in Q4.
Awesome. So you'll be able to find the dusters scattered around various
For this year?
segments of Rex and
Or
Stanton.
next year.
And the dusters will be available.
It didn't
before the
specify.
It's really fun.
And with that, I'll hand you over to Sean Tracy. You guys have been awesome. Enjoy the rest of the show.
It didn't specify which year.
Why does it say Star Clock? Why does it say Star Clock?
Hello, everyone.
All right, so I'm Sean Tracy. I'm the Senior Director of Tools and Tech Content here at Cloud Imperium Games in Los Angeles. So today I want to talk about Starcloth. And Starcloth was initially unveiled at a previous Citizencon, kind of in an early stage. So it's now rolled into full production, and it's used in both Squadron 42 and Star Citizen. So it's going to be seen on more and more assets, like some of the great art that you just saw. So what's really cool about it is that it's unified with the physical world, whereas before it wasn't unified and was based completely on character movement. Now, it's faster than the previous cloth setups, and in the end it just looks a whole lot better. So today I'm going to cover some of the tech, the pipeline, and we'll see some results. So let's get and see it in action. So this is Bishop's trench coat. Cloth is hard. Guys have to run upstairs, they have to crouch, they have to prone, it's got to collide with the environment.
Fucking strats.
even more difficult, it needs to hold up in high-end cinematics.
Mother of God.
I cut that one just before some good spoilers, so.
Pretty funny if they
All
left
right,
the 30K
so
message.
how's it all work? Well, Cloth uses two meshes, a simulation mesh or cage, and the render mesh itself. So vertex colors indicate how it's constrained to that cage, and thus the simulation. So for example, black vertex colors indicate a full constraint. Basically, it follows the skinning. White vertex colors indicate unconstrained vertices. So the movement is determined entirely by the simulation. And then we can do a blend of gray values that is used for fine transitions and blending and fall off in between the fully skinned and fully simulated assets. So in the end, these meshes are sent to the engine where we bind the cage to the render mesh, and then tech artists can leverage some of the runtime tools. You can see up on the image that the sim cage mesh has about 5,000 triangles, whereas the actual render mesh is about 45,000 triangles. So it's obviously much more efficient to simulate the sim cage mesh versus just the render mesh itself. So part of the technology is the runtime iteration support, which you can see in the image above me here. That's with all the red spheres. Here we're actually painting the collision radius of every single one of the vertices, and allows us to fine-tune the simulation without having to add arbitrary collision meshes, though we can. We paint a variety of properties, so some of these other properties are mass or displacement. In the top right, you can see an example of the old legacy implementation using pendulums. And this uses joint chains and collisions. But assets with multiple layers, like the one that you can see there, or ones like skirts or gowns, they were really, really difficult to do with pendulum simulation, but they are solved with StarCloth. So I mentioned it's completely unified with the physical world. And what that really means is that wind, impacts, object collisions, thruster backwash, all these kind of things actually react to it, or the cloth reacts to these things, and so much more. So it's not just character movement. Now, it's a hyper-efficient simulation, and it's several orders of magnitude faster than the legacy implementation that we used before, and has a lot of easy-to-control parameters for tech art, which are compression, stretching, and bending. So as mentioned yesterday by Chris Rain, our senior lead physics programmer, we support soft-body tapered capsules, which are twice as fast as our ragdoll capsules.
I'm streaming
It's
for an
also
hour,
key to solving one of the
but I'm
most
just gonna go
important
as long
aspects
as
of plausible cloth
my
simulation,
phone
and that's mitigating the tunneling
could
or
go.
the clipping that happens
I'm gonna keep my phone
through
battery
character.
at
So it's
least
very, very difficult to
50%,
solve
so
with pendulums. So with all this
we'll
tech
go
in
until
mind,
there.
we can do really
I can't
complicated
change the
assets
title
like the
because
Duster and the one I want to show you now.
mobile doesn't allow me.
So here you're seeing about 5 different layers of cloth going on and self-colliding between each other. It's reacting to the planet wind, which is always changing. On the front, there's a big leather apron. So this one's actually a lot heavier and it moves a lot differently than the cloth on the back. So he's walking into the wind here. And in the end, as I mentioned, it just looks a whole lot better. So with that, I want to hand you off to my friend, Andre Pierce, who's going to talk about hair.
Let's go. Talking about
Hi
hair.
everyone. So, nice to be here in LA with all you guys. So I want to start with a question, okay? How many of you are actually excited that we're getting new hair to the bus? Alright. So, I'm Andre. I'm the lead artist in our recently formed hair department. We branched out from the character art team and created this department. And it's a pleasure to be here today with all of you and tell you that damn proud of what we achieved. It's been a long road, but definitely worth it, okay? Now, we're going to start by just looking at the most impactful changes that we had in our workflow, okay? A bit of a technicality part. Then you're going to get to look at the benchmark assets we created, okay? And from there, we're going to take a glimpse into the future of what the hair could be with a more diverse hairstyle, where we're trying to run away a little bit from the military look that was driven mostly by what Squadron 42 was, because we did a lot of work for that as well. And yeah, from there, as a last note, I'll have a special announcement for you guys. Okay, don't want to spoil it, but you stick around, you're gonna love what we have. Okay, so first thing I want to touch now, very simply. Okay,
Motherfucker,
hair
Sonic the
game
Hedgehog.
is hard. It's really hard. Oh, by the way, did I tell you these are actually game-ready assets in the persistent universe? Fully ready in our engine. Okay, game-ready performance.
I'm probably still gonna stick with the same hair
So,
black goalless and Star
hair
Citizen.
is really hard, like I was saying. It is AAA challenge, basically. You see games that get it, games that don't. Some of them get it more or less. Either way, for us the challenge is the same. We're not different. The challenge is real. We discovered Star Citizen, like day-night cycles, all these light shafts, all this MMO, people running around with their hairs, a lot of motion, a lot of fast-paced movement. Yeah, it is hard. But the best thing is we have arrived. Okay? It is, yeah, it's hard. It is, it doesn't end here.
Hey, my arm's getting tired.
It does not end here, okay? It's the nature of CIG. We just keep pushing the boundaries, but like I said, we're really proud of what we're showing you here today. So let's dive on what we made all this possible, okay?
Damn.
On a high note, on a high level, basically, a successful hair requires three fundamental elements, okay? There's the detection, there's the placement, and there's also the shading. If one of these elements fails, all of them do. Okay, so it's basically you can have a great texture.
Yeah, I'm not surprised if you
great
guys are gonna
placement.
tab out right
If
now.
your shader is wrong, no go, really. And the same if the texture fails or if the placement fails. So really vital, really important that everything works together. But the good thing is, by
I get
breaking
for the
down
most
the
part
hair
not
into
paying
these three
attention to
parts,
this.
it also allows us to actually go deep into each of them and push the quality up. Or like Chris Roberts would say, bring the high fidelity, right? So, on the texture end, there was a lot of changes. What you see on the top there, the common approach of a AAA game would be to have true black, true white on the transparency map, a bit of taper on the tips and roots, and call it a day. That's what happens in 99% of the games. Now, at CIG, we went a bit further than that. We tested all the thicknesses that were actually reasonable to test, of course, and we came to a realization. The hair doesn't need to be thin enough. It just needs to look thin. We do need it to be thicker enough, thicker than real life hair, because if you take one of your hairs and see it's really thin, right? So it does need to be renderable. That means if it's really thin, it will be sub-pixel rendered. At some point, with the motion and all that, we'll get a lot of artifacts. And so that would be a no-go. We do need it to be thicker than in real life. But can we make it look thin? That was the question. So we came to the realization that from hair, or from scalp to hair, and from hair to the background, so these 2 points, the transition points, are the most important ones for the hair. So we aggressively tapered the tips, which is what you see over there, and added a gradient to it. So no longer true black and true white. Now, this is a lot of technicality. You will see practical examples of this, but that allowed us to have smooth transitions and basically achieve the result we expected. On the placement side, we came up with hair libraries, basically. Now, I could be here all day talking about hair libraries, okay? Because I'm a very technical person, and if you see me around the venue, feel free, I'm Andrea, you can just come and talk to me about this. I'm not going to bother you all that for 1 hour about this, but I'm going to give you a very quick example that you all can relate. So, imagine in real life, you have a construction business and you could make one wall, one roof, one floor and one window. You make it all work together, and from there, you're not only building your house, you're actually building the whole town, and then the whole state, and then eventually the whole universe, right? That's what air libraries are. Obviously, the result, if you could do that, it would be much cheaper, much faster, and above all, you wouldn't have a fruit salad of assets, which was what we had in the hair not too long ago. And by fruit salad, I mean several artists working through the years, each one of them applying
I'm gonna tab out from the stream a bit. It's gonna be low.
It's taking us 20 to 40 days to create one hairstyle per artist. Right now, it's going from like 3 to 5, 7 days per hairstyle, which is great news, okay? So yeah, that was major achievement. Cool. So hair libraries are just a thing. We love it. It's not just picking up a texture and putting it there. If you do that, like you need to actually see the scope. Gladly, we have some of the best artists in the world on hair working with us, so we managed to achieve this at the scope that we wanted. Now, on the shader side, there was plenty of changes as well. Some of them are very cool as well. I'm going to run through some of them so you guys can understand the scope of what we're dealing with. But let's just understand, like at bake time. So bake time is prior to runtime. Runtime is where the game runs. Bake time, we're preparing the asset to actually put it in the engine. At bake time, we calculate the custom normal and we store it per vertex. Each vertex gets a custom normal. That makes, in a practical sense, for those who are not too technical, it basically makes the card, the air card, not look like a card. So the normals is help with the way the light reflects. We kind of do more smoke and mirrors on it and make it look not like a card by just making it that way. Now, on the ambient occlusion, we store two baked ambient occlusions onto the color channels of the vertices as well. Now, each vertex on a mesh in any game has a color to it, okay? You might use it or not. Imagine in a car, you have a trunk. You can use it or not. It's up to you. It's not silly to use your car without using the trunk, of course, but if you have a luggage, you can put it there or in the back seat, wherever you want. Now, we decided to use this because it was free. The trunk was already there, so the vertex color was already there, and we just decided to store two ambient occlusions on it. These two ambient occlusions work this way. Light hair, like a blonde hair, obviously needs more shadowing, or less shadowing than a dark hair, right? And so we store two. The length of the card is now baked onto the last one, and that gives us a metric of where the card starts and ends, and allows a lot of cool things you're going to see on the video that I'm about to show. So, one last thing before we can start looking at videos is that, and this is really creative, total credit for the people, for the tools programmers. I personally had nothing to do with this. This was already at CIG when I joined. It's absolutely amazing. So, we have an hairstyle that was ready, as you can see over there. And we have a haircut. A haircut is basically a mesh on top of the character's head, which is invisible, transparent. It is just there. Sometimes we use it for shadowing. That thing has an UV. And so we project the hair, or where the hair starts, onto that UV, and gives us that image that you see in the middle, right? And so we now have a 2D space that relates to a 3D location. Meaning that if I want to have hair like mine, which is white on the sides and dark on the top, I can just paint this spot and get it white on one side and then dark on the top, which is an insane advancement because cards normally are stacked on top of each other. When an artist is placing cards, if you paint one card to make it white here, well, it's going to be stacked on top of the other, you're going to get spots all over the place and no control over it. So this allows us to get control. And what you see on the last image is a possible result. For example, now I can paint one side of my 2D representation of my 3D space and get this possible result.
We're going to be on character advance
for
another 20 minutes or so.
Next
If
video,
you guys do want to see something else, you can tab back in.
Okay, this is not the way it's going to be exposed to you guys in the character customizer. You will know more about that
thing's
later.
going to be like in the first person.
This is the tools we use we are able to actually create the hairstyles. So let's take a look at this video.
this back in. I'll set my phone down. There we go.
It's not working now. Not yet. Cool. You have the full range, so you can go for full white. These are melanin ranges, so realistic ranges. Fully white up to black. Obviously, you can go red head as well. Get out of the way. We also have the dive feature where you can see all the things we talked about implemented. You can go a bit more wild on this.
The phone is not picking that up.
Oh, the color changing?
Yep.
It's catching up.
RGB heroin. Will RGB hair make you better at the game?
And this is why important the length of the card is stored in those vertexes. And obviously you can fade it as well as much as you do. So all the possible combinations between the realistic melanin ranges and the dye layer, okay? This is how the occlusion is working, so you can see these shadowings creating more negative spaces, more structure to the head. And if you look at the temporal line here, you can see how this pixel depth set helps us with the transitions as well. Cool. By the way, did I tell you these are actually game-ready assets? Ready to go to you?
Give RGB hair.
Oh shit, we're gonna have...
So, now that we understand a bit better how the hair is working, that's why the boring part that I told you just before, you can examine these images with a bit more of an informed view.
Alright, I get to have this stupid hair color.
That's all very exciting.
Every other game.
We want to show you hairstyles that are
It's
actually
right there.
in Star Engine and working. So that's the video we're going to take a look at next, okay?
See, roll it. Oh, that's
Alright. That's not bad. Funny thing is, you're probably gonna be wearing a helmet most of the time in this game. Like, only time I take off the helmet is if I need to feed my character. Another 18 more minutes before they change the next thing. Blue hair.
There we go.
Alright, refuse all of that, go bald.
Great guys, so I can see by your feedback that you really enjoyed the dice, so we'll try and direct things that way next time. Pretty cool. Okay, yeah, these are game ready assets as well. Now, like I promised you, we're trying to make this diverse and get away a little bit from this type of hairstyle you just see now, which is a bit more military. And for that, we'll have the next video. Now, it's important for you to understand that if there's any 3D artists, character artists, air artists out there, you will know. Some of the hairstyles you're going to see next are some of the hardest things you can do in hair for games. In a practical sense, if you can do what is going to be shown next and render it at 60 frames per second on an MMO, you can do pretty much anything. Okay? It's our glimpse into the future of what type of diversity we want to achieve. We're not only going for this style, but just showing you that if this style is one of the directions, then the full range will come. I hope you enjoy.
Gonna be here for until like the next thing comes. So it's gonna be talking about character customization until 12 PST.
Thank you guys. So yeah, like I've been saying, these pictures you see here, they are all rendered as you see in real time, depending on the light
Thanks for
conditions
like
and stuff.
whoever
But there's
liked
no
the stream.
tricks here. This is actually how it looks. And that's why we're really proud. Like I said, it doesn't end up here, okay? We're pushing this forward. This is just to
I
replace
have
the
to
stuff
look
that
at
was
my
there.
phone
I'm
screen
pretty
this
sure you guys
entire
were
time
tired.
because I have
Nobody
bad
in CIT was
eyesight.
happy with what we had. I can assure
Left
you
my
that.
glasses at home.
Yeah. Especially as an air artist, right? So, but we finally arrived. Now, we've seen all this. What does this mean in a practical sense for you guys? It's a question you may have.
Yeah, sorry,
Well,
the screen's not
Let me tell you
that
really fast.
stable. I am.
We made over
holding the phone in
75
my
hairstyles
hands.
since like 6 months ago. On the last 6 months, we made 75 hairstyles. That is a lot. That was possible with all the changes we made.
75 in 6 months?
That is a great achievement. Now, we cannot hand them all to you right now.
Sad.
It's very simple. It's very simple. It doesn't end up here at the artist's end, okay? After this, there's a tech hard parts where they need to skin it, they need to make it work with hats, with goggles, with everything that needs to work, right? So it's a process that takes time, but we wanted to have a certain amount, a quantity that would be enough to replace all the stuff that is there, give you enough variety for you to start, and that's what we're going to see next. Now, it also tells you when are you getting. So,
Soon TM.
as a last note, I'll leave you with this video, and next, Forrest will come here to talk about this stuff. So, let's take a look at this, guys. This is actually what you're getting. Into the view.
Is that bald? Bottom left, bald. Hey, what's up, Cortez? Yeah, I'm just gonna be streaming until my phone's at 50%. I moved and stuff like on the plus side. No, I don't play anymore.
So before the event,
Before the
you're gonna
series.
get to enjoy this hairstyle. It's a pleasure to be here with you today, guys, and see you in the
I
vlog.
still do make Roblox content.
Everything.
Another round of applause for Andre and getting new hairs into the game. I can't wait to put new hair on my character, I'll tell you that.
Level
And for Ian
223
and his
with
awesome
new
character
armor.
team and the amazing characters they showed
Nice.
us earlier. Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to run through this, we don't have a lot of time. I'm going to talk to you about character heads. We've talked about hair. We have talked about outfits. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the heads and our pipeline of getting us from the actors that we hire to,
Oh, I've not been
to the
here in
photogrammetry
years.
all the way to the
Well,
game
welcome back to the
characters.
channel.
So we have a DNA pool, expansion, and customization I'm going to be taking you through. We've made a data-driven pipeline for adding new heads. So what is a DNA pool? DNA pool is just a bunch of heads that we put in the game. That way you can modify the ears, the nose, the chin, the mouth, and you can interpolate between all the different heads. A DNA pool.
Yeah, this is gonna be
We want to
another 10
expand the
minutes
pool and allow for
until
more selection
this
and range. So we
is gonna be
scanned
done, most
60
likely.
new heads for our DNA pool. 60 new heads.
got
And we processed them
75%
internally.
battery.
We also added customizable facial features, skin tones, complexion, makeup layer on top, revisited the eyes. These characters look new and they look great. All right, so our current pool, there's the 18 heads right there, but that wasn't enough. We need more. That is our new pool.
Got to zoom back in.
Very exciting.
I cannot check on the audio. Tabbed out
Alright.
for a bit.
So there we got some characters here on the screen. Those are all built using all these things that I briefly mentioned. I want to talk to you a little bit about skin tone though. Skin tone's tricky because we want to apply it. We want to be able to customize it. We want you to have the ability to do whatever you want. So what you see is some really weird looking characters. We see a head with some yellow. Yellow's good in this case. What we're trying to do is we're trying to find the average skin color. Once we find the average skin color, we can figure out what that skin tone is, and then we can apply it. All right, so here's a little more detail what I'm talking about. We knew that we were going to get a pool for these heads, this pool of all these different awesome shapes, noses, ears, lips.
Our audio is working.
But now, with what we're doing currently, you can see that we have
Thanks, Mods, for
calibrated all
confirming.
of our source photos of our actors. And with that, we can figure out exactly what they're supposed to look like.
don't know if there's a stream delay though.
The average thing, I'm able to get a value.
I can't
And that
pick on
value
mobile.
translates into a skin tone. And that skin tone translates into a chart that you can customize your character with. And what's great about this is as we grow our pool and we get more heads, we get more skin tones. So our skin tones aren't based on, you know, whatever it should be, what should it be, what does it look like? These are real data. These are real data that we get from these incredible clear angle scans and the incredible tech that is driven by our staff. And the skin tone will grow along with our head data and along with our heads. And there's an example of me just applying it and showing that in practice. And now here's another look. Here's a couple more characters that I put together with this stuff. And here's what's great about that. I did that with our brand new character creator, character customizer for Squadron 42. Every head you see in here, which will also be applied to the persistent universe, so all heads are in the verse. And as you can see right here, here's a little scene I put together using the outfits, using the hair, using the skin, using the heads. And I did that all with the new character creator. And here to show you that, in the live demo of the character creator, I'm going to bring back my good friend Sean Tracy.
All right, so what's this all mean to you guys? Let's show ya. Time for live demo. All right, so I want to welcome you to the Biotic Court Calliope machine. All right, so here you can see we've got the, you can see we've got two body types that I can select from at any point in time. So we're going to start in right away.
My
now,
ears.
You might recall how the character creator currently works. You would have a whole bunch of source heads from our DNA pool. We would select one of the facial shapes, and then we blend it up or down, depending on how much you wanted that certain facial shape. Now, this was pretty good, but it's not the most intuitive of systems. So instead, what we wanted to come up with was a much more intuitive way to control this. And what we've now introduced is sculpting mode.
Oh no.
So, it's really interesting to know what's going on behind the scenes. And this wasn't an easy problem to solve, but our animation programmers and tech artists and everybody
I'm gonna keep my character as basic as possible.
So that from the DNA pool, we are making a selection based on what you want out of it. So it's going on between
Most of the
all
time,
different
I'm probably
options.
gonna
Now, I'm
be
start making some
wearing an
changes here
undersuit
right away.
and a
So
helmet.
I wanna wind up the
So
pose.
character creation,
See that it's all very
don't really care
intuitive and fast
too much
to
about
use.
that.
I'm going to make the lips a little bit bigger here. There we go, something like that. That looks pretty good. I'm going to adjust the brow here, maybe make a little bit of a heavier brow. Now we can adjust the eye shape. We can go more almond eyes. We can go more oval. We can have a heavy lid. You know, you can find a whole bunch of different options within here. So here, we're starting to look pretty good. I want to give him a little bit more of a hero chin. There we go. I'm liking that. That's cool. All right, so not to spend too much time on that, I want to show you some of the other features. And speaking of features, we go to our skin tone. So finally, you're not just selecting a preset skin tone. You can move through the whole gamut of the lookup table. And this is melanin and hemoglobin at the same time.
Or if you could change certain parts of the body.
So at the very top of it, I've got a texture slider. So instead of the whole head sort of selection, we can go between all the different textures now. Like Forrest mentioned, we're going to have 30 of these for one body type and 30 for the other body type. So here, I'm kind of like in... What am I like? Oh, I like this. So here, and I'm just gonna set a skin tone that I kind of like. Something like that. That's cool. All right, so the next step in our skin tone is the complexion. And complexion, we've added freckles. So here I'm just blending in and I'm blending out the amount of freckles. Now I've cranked it all the way to the top just so you guys can see it. But for my character here, I'm gonna keep it kind of subtle, like this, with quite a few of them, something like that. We've also got sunspots. Now this is, a little more weathered skin. We'll give this sort of look. And we've got a whole bunch of different blemish masks planned for you guys. Whether that's sunspots or liver spots or anything to that effect. Now, I'm going to give this guy kind of a weathered look because I think the skin tone looks pretty cool like that. Yeah, I'm digging that. All right, so next up, eyes. So no longer do we have the green and the brown, just the full selection. You've got a full RGB chart of what you want to select. So if you want to have bright green eyes, if you want to have hazel eyes, if you want to have blue eyes, if you want to have any of these eyes.
Oh hell yeah, I got to do red again.
Very nice. So again, we can go with deep browns, we can go with sort of a steely blue, which I'm kind of digging for this skin tone. I quite like that look. That's cool. Oh, well, we'll get into
Where's the no eyes option?
All right. So one of the other things we've added, and it was mentioned before, we've added the makeup layer. And with the makeup layer, we're totally inclusive. Any of the body types can have makeup. Now, I don't want to spend too long on it here because we're going to get into it in a couple minutes. But I just want to show you sort of blending that in, blending that out for this particular body type. So next, as Andre talked about, we have all the hairstyles that you can want. So I'm just going to pick a couple different ones. There's a reality for some of us, and another reality for another one of us. There it is. That's what I want my reality to be here. Something like this. I'm digging the Mohawk though for this one. He's got a bit of a Mr. T look to him. I kind of like this. Yeah, I'm digging cool. All right. So it might go without saying that we've got beards now. So if you want to select a full beard,
I go back to that one.
You can select a full beard. If you want just mutton chops, you got your mutton chops. You want your handlebar, you got your handlebar. All right. So we've got all the different beard types that you could want, and we're going to add as many as you guys really want. So I'm kind of digging the full beard for this guy. Yeah, I'm digging the full beard for this guy. Even further to that, we've got eyebrow selection, which is, you could go with no eyebrows. That's a very real. You could have bushy ones. You can have a little bit more, normal, kind of straightforward ones. But it was mentioned before during the hair and with Forrest's discussion that we've got the hair dye as well. So with the hair dye, you can affect all the hair at once, and right now I've got all selected, so I can go through the gamut of all the different hairs, melanin that you can set. So here I'm just going to darken it up a little bit, and if I wanted to dye the facial hair, I could just dye the facial hair all by itself, setting a dye color here, something like that. But in the end, I'm really digging the jet black on this particular one. So I'm going to frost these tips a little bit. I think that's going to look kind of cool. Let's set a bit of a blonde here, turn up the dye amount. And then what's really cool about this, and I'll show this in a minute, is that we can actually control the fall off of it. So again, if I just want this on the tips, I can just blend it So there we go. He looks a lot different than how that started, and I think that's actually pretty fun. Now, there's a lot of stuff in here, and I can't wait for you guys to explore it and spend as much time as you want customizing
my arms are getting tired.
as a character. So once you're done, you've got to sign off a personal declaration that the physical appearances that the calliope process has allegedly caused are okay with you. So let's go to our next body type.
Yay!
All right. So I'm I'm gonna go to town here real fast. Right away. You might look a little off or so, but I don't know. We're gonna get there. Let's make some changes here. We're gonna adjust the bridge of the nose, maybe a little bit of the cheekbones here. That's maybe a little extreme. Let's go back here. Something like that. And I'll make the lips a little bit smaller here. And I'm going to lengthen that chin for a little more of a triangle kind of face. So you can see, you can tweak to your heart's content. You can spend a lot of time doing this. And I don't really like the brows. I like a little bit softer brow for this particular character. That's looking pretty good to me, actually. So next, just like we did before, we go into features. We can do the skin tone. I'm going to select a certain texture here, just because we've got to get going on time here. Let's go something around here. Is looking pretty good to me. Cool. All right, we go into the complexion the same way that we did before. So we start with the freckles. And I kind of like a real freckled appearance on this particular character. And I'm going to turn down the sunspots. So we move forward to the eye color again. Oh, I'm really digging the green. Yeah, I like the green kind of look. And we get to the makeup. Now this is where I wanted to spend more time. Now, I'm arguably not very good at this, but I will do my absolute best to show you guys how you can use it. So first is the eyeliner. So the eyeliner, we can do any color. You can go as crazy or as chill as you want to go with this. But for this particular, I'm going to go quite dark here, just in the dark sort of fuchsias and purples. Here, we'll do the inner lid eyeshadow. And that I'm kind of keeping the same theme, I think. Yeah, and then we're going to do the same thing with the broad eyeshadow. So again, we can go as crazy or as calm as you want.
I think the eyes look bruised.
So, what I've had good success in doing is kind of having it cranked, and then I just pull it back to a little more of a natural blend, something to this effect here. Next is the lips. We can do the exact same stuff on the lips. Now, what we have is a whole bunch of different makeup masks, and you've got 3 different channels within those masks. So basically 3 different colors that are affecting different areas of it. Now, for the lips, we can go with the same sort of theme if we wanted. And I think I'm actually kind of digging that. Let's go on the lip liner a little darker. And then lips are a lot more glossy, so we can increase the gloss there, so that looks a little more like a lip gloss. Yeah, that looks pretty cool there. And then, like I was doing before, I kind of just pull it back a little bit. There we are. So next. I think we're good, yeah. I think we're good. I have no business doing that. Same thing on the hair. Again, we've got a whole bunch of different hairstyles. These will all be shared between the 2 body types, but for this particular demo, we've got the ponytail, we've got the slick back kind of look. Yeah. I'm not finding one I'm really digging yet.
I don't know why this character looks like a guy this entire time.
All right. So cool. Now, again, we're fully inclusive here, guys. So, if you want facial hair on any body type, you got facial hair on any body type. That is up to you, guys.
Why does the character still look like a guy?
So on the eyebrows, I'm just going to leave them because we can't really see them anyways. But for the hair, I really like dyeing this hair a certain color, sort of, something in the darker range. I'm going to turn that down. I like the nice jet black. Look at the makeup bounce out. That looks cool. I'm going to turn up the dye though, and I'm going to try to carry my same theme forward here. There we go. And then I'm going to give it a bit of a fall off.
That doesn't look good.
This is supposed to be a major.
So let's see that in action.
Let's look good.
Yeah. All right. So now, at first, we weren't sure about that character, right? But in the end, I think it turned out, definitely. So you go to a review, sign off your declaration again, and head to game. So, I'm really lucky to be able to sit in front of this. And again, it was a huge amount of work from tech art, engineering, designers, and specifically the Quadrant feature team that has done all this work. And one of the cool things to note is that we use this now internally as a tool. That's why it's me up here demoing this. This is our tool internally for creating all these heads, for creating all the NPCs in the verse. Because as Chris put it one time, he doesn't want his NPCs to look lame. He wants them to look cool. And this gives you cool looking characters. Thanks a lot, guys.
Alright, we're behind on schedule, so let's welcome the Life in the First Person crew. Take it away. I'll be here. I'm busy.
I just streamed that yesterday, but funny.
You know, am I too early? No. It's a real pleasure to be here at Citizencon in person. I've had so much fun. Thank you all. My name is Jens, and I'm here from Manchester. I'm going to talk to you about some improvements to play Traversal. So we're going to start in Series B, where we've been rebuilding the EVA experience from ground up.
EVA needed a really bad rework.
So the first thing you should see is that we've made the exit from gravity.
That looks so much better.
We're going to take plumb. We made it.
Normal game, I would have died right there.
So this EVA has a new prone lateral pose, and this is really important to us because it allows us to get close to surfaces, and it allows us to walk across them. So we can see that in this video here. Okay, and as you can see there, we're going to jump off. Okay, here we go. Into that, and this smaller profile lets us get into spaces we couldn't get into before, or not easily built in EVA. We're going to traverse through here, thread the needle, and also the collision is much more forgiving. We're going to slide off at slower speeds, so we're not going to be spinning away. Okay, big reveal. Love this station, this is amazing. And we're also adding grips, so in the interiors, you might be able to hold on to grips to do interactions, and walk between the grips to get better control. Now, thank you very much. So now prone has long been a problem motion set for us, right? But taking these EVA posing solutions we saw, we can now rotate around the camera without any lateral translations. We're not rotating around the hips anymore, and it allows us to aim much better. We're also not moving the bodies. We don't need to worry about the external collisions anymore, right? We're not going to get pushed around. Of course, prone isn't all about looking around. We want to traverse as well. We're going to head down this vent. And here we put in a new collision style. So this is all about letting you have control in narrow, small
I'd rather
spaces.
be able to turn the hips 360 degrees.
We're going to be able to push around the corners. We're going to go around tight bends. And we're going to be able to reliably
No
go
issue
up
with
and down
that,
slopes.
definitely.
And this is what Prone led the way. So we then took this.
Might be a
we
little
put
bit
it
of
into
cracking,
EVA.
but
So if I turn off gravity here,
no
which I'm
big
not gonna
deal.
do, but if I did, the EVA would have been able to traverse the exact same place. And by having these motion sets so similar, we can exchange success between them. And that could then be done for other horizontal sets, like Prone-like sets, for example, like the water wheel showed yesterday. We might be able to take you swimming there one day. So. Okay, we're going to move from the horizontal to the vertical. So with ladders, we put in some new subtle and significant improvements. So we've got midpoint markups. I'll let you enter the ladder anywhere.
There you go.
We're going to let you look around so you can do the 360.
Can we shoot from ladders now?
You can let you lean on the ladders so that you can avoid obstacles or peek around corners. And this all got a full new animation set that looks amazing, especially with all this beautiful star cloth. You know, you got both the hood and the cape there. It looks amazing. Okay, so with combat, we wanted to add more speed to the encounters. So what we've done is we've removed the weapon penalty, so you can move at the same speed with and without the weapon arm. We've reduced the inertia, so you're going to be able to push up to your desired speed faster. And this is already in 320 and 321, and we've got more things like this to come. Right, so I didn't just want to talk about improvements. I've hinted at swimming, but I'm going to show you a different feature, right?
This
so,
is gonna
sliding.
piss people off,
So, with the
baby.
power slide, you inject a burst of speed.
This is gonna piss people off.
This doesn't just take you from A to B faster. You're going to have a reduced profile. You become a smaller target. It doesn't come for free. You know, you're sprinting. That's going to cost you stamina. You're sliding. That's going to add some stamina cost. And when I do it back to back like this, my heart rate is just pumping, right? So you got to be a bit careful. You can't just slide it your whole way from the hubs to the spaceport. Okay, so another thing that was really important to us is that with the slide, it's a short duration, but we want the interactivity
Ignore
as
heart
soon
rate.
as possible. And that's true for all our motions. We're going to go through all of them and give you interactivity. So with the slide, we want you to be able to aim around as soon as possible. The moment you hit the ground, you're going to be able to aim around, right? And the direction is locked, so if I was to slide from one end of the stage to the other, I would be sliding this way, but I'd be looking this way, right? So look at you guys, hey. But while I'm sliding, I can hip fire, and as I come out in the exit, I can ADS, I can lean, I can go back to sprint right away, so I can do back-to-back slides, like we saw in the last video. Okay, so moving beyond traversal, just to finish this section, I want to talk about new hazard. Now you saw this yesterday in the UI demo. I lost my point. Bone, can you press the button? That's it. Okay, radiation, right. So radiation, for that, it's a new addition to this active status system. And we need to look at the bottom left here. So in the middle, you've got the amount of radiation that being pushed on your body. If you have a directional source, it's based on your body surface and your distance to that source. By going behind the cover here, I can completely cut off all the radiation. So I can use that. And then on the left, we have an icon that has a shield around it. Now, that shield works in two ways. Right? First of all, it comes from your outfit, so depending on what you're wearing, you can have a better or less accurate shield, right? It has a threshold. As long as your radiation doesn't exceed the threshold, the shield will hold true. It'll scrub all the radiation off and you can stay there as long as you like. But as the shield starts peeling off, when the radiation gets higher, the shield will peel off. And you know, the radiation sickness kicks in right at the end of the video here. And my health just deteriorates super quick. So yeah, that's not great. Okay, so we're going to see some more radiation in the next section. So I would like to welcome Inesh up on this stage. Thank you very much, everyone.
I have to show you that. Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Inesh and I'm a gameplay programmer here at CIG. And I'm here today to tell you all about, thank you. And I'm here today to tell you all about the features we've been working on to improve the player interaction experience with the physical objects in the world. So let me start by telling you what we've made to make it easier for you to identify and interact with these objects in the world. We have introduced the new interaction prompts, which are AR cards that appear over the objects as the player gets near them. These, combining with scanning, will help the player to easily identify the interactable objects in the scene. So we have improved the algorithm that our interaction system uses to turn the current items into photos. So you'll have a smarter detection and selection as you move around and look around the scene. So the prompts will show you the act of interaction and the key bind that you can use to quickly trigger it, like you see in the pictures. So we are trying to minimize the friction of the player to interacting with these objects. You no longer have to go into interaction mode to bring up the cursor, then drag it over, and to select using the interface. So we're removing that. So what happens if an object has more than one interaction? Well, for that, you can just simply alt have, and this will bring you the new interaction wheel. So this is our new interaction wheel. It will be focusing on the icon. And you can see that up to 2 of the interactions have a star icon. So this is related to another system you are bringing to you that we call in the default item actions. So this allows us to have a primary interaction, that's the one that shows on the prompt, and a secondary interaction. So these are default actions that you can easily trigger using shortcuts. So these actions will change based on the combination of the item, the player, and the environment state. And although designers do choose the default actions that we bring to you, you are fully able to customize them to fit your preferences and playing style. So let's take a look at this in action. So here you can see the prompts that change depending on your focus. So let's bring up the wheel. And I really like my flashes, so I want to inspect them when I find them around. So I'm changing that to my primary. And you'll see that does not affect only the items you're interacting with, but any item that falls into the same category. Okay, so I've shown you some features that improve.
Hello.
Thank you. So I've shown you features that improve the readability and easiness of interacting with the objects in the world. But the other part of our focus was to bridge the disconnection between the player and the object we are interacting with. In a fully physicalized world that we want to provide you, a timeout experience is very important to sell the experience. So we introduced a new system that allows us to play animations on the player of actually reaching out and physically touch the objects in the world. Yeah. So our main goal was to give you a better immersion, but at the same time minimizing the friction and the control we take away from you. So this really was an exercise between code, design, and animation to give you the best experience possible. Let's see some of this in action. And pressing buttons has never been so satisfying and fun. I just kind of like go.
Now hit a self-destruct button.
Okay, so let's continue with this theme of tactile experiences. The next thing I want to talk to you about are usable interactions. So usables are objects that existed in our game for a very long time. And designers have had a variety of tools to build these really interesting and complex sequences for the AI. But up until now, what we could do for the player was fairly limited. So this past year, we've been building up our tools that are provided for designers, that designers could build these really interactive experiences for the player. An advantage of using the usable system is that anything that the player will be able to do, the AI will also be able to do. So let's have a look at a simple demo that one of our designers put together to see what we can now achieve. So in this scenario, the player has to go forward and can't go forward because of the toxic water. So you have to go over to the valve to turn off the water. So before we could maybe play a simple animation when you interact it, but now designers can give full manual control to you. So you, by pressing the specific inputs, you will be driving the system. So but this is not enough. We needed to be able to give designers a way to translate what the player is currently doing and affect other objects in the world in specific ways. So this is what is happening here. As the player is turning the valve, is controlling the flow of the water that's coming from the pipes. And what should happen when the player is no longer in control? you want to keep the state, revert back to the initial one, or maybe trigger something else altogether. Well, it's up to designers to define the type of experience they want to bring to you. So, finally, turn up a valve, rush over before that broken valve. So turning off, and then see another small example. So yeah, we'll see another small example where you won't be able to open the door by a press of a button, but you have to manually interact with our pump and manually open it. So you'll have to time your inputs to slowly open the door. So this is just a small taste of the level of interactivity that we can now have with these objects. We had really nice results for Squadron, for the mess hall line, and I can't wait to see what the PU designers will create and bring out to your hands. Thank you. Okay, let's
That water looks
talk
drinkable.
about kiosks and terminals. And let's be honest, it's really hard to interact and get a good view of this one. So we made a small little changes to make it easier for you. We've created a new focus mode that will walk the player to perfectly align with the kiosks. So we can better perfectly frame the screen on the viewport. At this point, the interactive screen will steal the input focus until you actively choose this to reach. So let's take a look at this in action. And look at that when you trigger it, yeah, so this is a very small quality of life improvement, but it will make it much easier for you to interact with your field. And finally, let's talk about looting. This is our new looting screen. It's not replacing the inventory, but it will be used when you're looting a body or any other lootable that you find in the world. So specifically designed to improve this experience. So since looting is the common action during FPS combat, especially if you haven't fully prepared ahead, we wanted to make it as easier and quick as possible, so you could spend the minimum amount of time to grab any items you need from your target. So it displays the current loadout and a simplified version of the inventory. Looting favors speediness, while the inventory is there, so you can fully manage your loadout. So we're still actively working on it, and this especially on UI and art, but I want to give you a little sneak peek how this all works. Okay, let's go over to so you see the player loader is on the bottom, the target is on the top. You can if you hover the different widgets, you see a tooltip that with the different quick actions you can do. You can just simple press. Yeah, it'll be so much easier. So yeah, you can quickly press to just quick swap. You can even use your mouse wheel if you want to change the target. You can drop anything, store anything, just really quick actions. And you'll see in a minute that you also can trigger ammo repooling. So this will grab all available ammo, either from your target or from your inventory, and it will fill up the magazines in your loadout and get rid of any extra magazines. So yeah, looking really good. Yeah, so it's looking really good, and I can't wait to see the final art. So that's all from me, so thank you so much for listening.
Alright, hello everyone. For those who cannot remember, my name is Jens, and I'm now going to talk to you about some changes we made to our stealth gameplay. I'm going to give you an update on what's in there. Right, so takedowns is an important part of our stealth encounters. This is where we're going to add some player skill progression. It's going to move you through different action sets. You're going to start out by struggling. You might fail. Of course, this added time and the extra noise you're making is really going to increase the risk of protection. You're going to get faster the more you do it, and then you're going to reach maximum efficiency. Check this one out. So he's so fast you can barely see him do it. And then he guides the body to the floor, so he makes almost no noise, right? We're going to explore some more variation beyond our unarmed and our knife takedowns, like sedative injection pens and contextual takedowns. So this guy on the railing here, let's see what we can do about it.
I can't wait for that now.
And it certainly looks a lot cooler. And we're going to be
Oh, it makes Star Citizen is so much better.
Otherwise difficult to get to with a normal takedown, like a pilot stuck into his pilot seat, you know, sneak up on him and take him out.
Oh, come on,
Okay, so
one more time.
in that last video we incapacitated that enemy a lot. I'm going to introduce you to a new weapon. A new
neck
item,
massage
sorry,
one.
and that's the restraints. So with the restraints, okay, let's take him down. One more. Go.
Curb stomp, curb
Okay,
stomp.
so with the restraints, we're going to turn him over, we're going to cuff his hands. We're going to cuff his legs.
Dude, these restraints are going to be so much to online.
Now if he wakes up, he can't chase us down, right? But he can call out for help. So what we're going to do as well is we're going to add places in the environment where you can stash a body. So you can hide them, either unconscious or dead. And that way it should be easier to remain undetected and keep you in that stealth bubble. Now this is another thing we talked about in the UI demo, which is the ping, and we saw it in Inesh's presentation, and she did a short ping to highlight a door path. Now of course we allow you now to charge up that ping, and by doing so we can see further, and we can see through obstacles, and we can populate more information into our data bank that then shows up in our box ups here. So you get the name, and you maybe get the race, and maybe the faction. And you can use this information to figure out where is the weak link, which enemies can I take down without being discovered. There's a risk here, okay? So there's a charge up time, means you can't do it all the time. It's going to recharge slowly. You see the bar at the top slowly going down. Until that goes all the way down, I can't ping. I can't even do a short ping. And it's going to spike my emissions or my signature. So an enemy with the right equipment or tech level might discover me. Okay, so let's move on to some talk about weapon wear. So here we're going to see a simulation of a weapon getting more and more worn over time. We're going to expand this beyond weapons to other FPS items like your armor, your clothing, your helmets. In actual game, this will be triggered by weapon use, right? So the more you fire your gun, the more worn it's going to get. And this is going to affect its efficiency. It's going to affect its reliability, and it's going to reduce its resale value. Each item is going to wear at its own rate and persist at its own rate. So you could have a worn rifle with a pristine scope or a pristine rifle with a worn scope. This one out. There you go. So the geometry isn't the only thing that's going to change as your weapon wears. So here we're going to see a pristine Gemini pistol in the little window and a worn one in the big window. And you can see the visual effect belching out smoke here. It's very worn, right? It's telling you, it's time to get this one changed. And you should be able to hear the audio as well. It's getting growly. Okay, on to some consequences. So, it's not all visual, so we're going to start with misfire. So the first thing that's going to happen is you press the trigger, you can't open fire. The second thing that happens in this video, you got. I hope you guys know what's happening. So you go and then it goes click. That's the ball.
Can magazines wear out?
Right? He's got to fix it. So he's telling us to fix it. We're hitting the button, we're hitting the button. Our enemy's firing on us. So you've got some options. You don't have to fix it. You can hold the new gun. You can pull out the new gun. You can use
if it doesn't do what you want it to, just beat it until it does.
Okay, I'm going to finish this section with the features that's tangentially related to wear, and that's the dirt accumulation.
Clean your guns.
So here again, we're going to see a simulation of dirt accumulating over time on the same rifles as we saw before. But in the actual game, this will be based on your activities and the environment you're in. So if you're running around in a sandstorm, you're rolling in mud, you leave your gun outside proper storage, it's going to accumulate dirt, and that's going to increase the rate at which it wears. So the dirtier your gun is, the faster it will wear out. And this is true for other biome accumulators, like frost. So let's take a look at this one as well. Oh, hold on.
Oh, I guess a rusty gun will be my
Okay,
first
so,
pick.
yeah, so in the future it's going to be really important that you keep your guns clean and repaired. I'm now going to welcome Zach on stage, and he's going to talk to you a little bit more about the FPS projects. Thank you very much.
I wonder how worn scopes would work.
Hello, I'm Zach Breeze. I'm a senior FPS game designer. I'm here to share some of the new, interesting FPS things we're going to bring you. So, if you play modern shooters, you'll have noticed the quality bar has gone through the roof in recent years. Things from visual recoil to VFX, just overall general weapon feel. As you know, we recently did a pass on our weapons to get them a bit more extreme, but we couldn't hit that quality bar that we really wanted to. Because guns are violent in nature, we couldn't portray that as much as we wanted to. So, we made a new tool. And it allows us to show the violent nature of weapons, while create greater weapon-to-weapon variety. This new tool also integrates better with other systems. For example, you just saw like wear and dirt and things like that. And I'm extremely proud to show you the new weapon B4. So this is your B4. It kind of falls a bit flat. You're not really getting that like oomph that you want. Now the new B4, it has these nice little drop downs, you feel it getting closer to the camera, and the overall aggression of the weapon is a lot more there. It feels a lot more visceral when you fire it. This new tool gives us granular control over the movements of the weapon. So essentially what we have in one of our tools now is almost an animation tool, where we can control the
my ears.
The old P8 SMG. This is the new one. And in general, it's bringing the house down. So these in general, easier to tweak now. And they're a lot more impactful, and we can create weapon variety in just far more in interesting ways. Cool? Okay. Thank you very much. Yes. We also have new procedural animation over our ADS. So previously, if you play right now, we basically have a linear pose-to-pose transition. And sure, it's there, but now we layer some of this procedural stuff on top. So, for example, with an SMG, it can come a lot quicker, it can flick up, you feel really cool. LMGs can be a lot more heavy. So before it basically just move from pose to pose, but now we can keep it longer down here, bring it up slowly, and overall it just feels like you've got an LMG, or it feels like you've got an SMG. Just using things like ease in and ease out, and just give more life to the overall weapon. There we go. And we also have new iron sights. So, sci-fi weapons are chunky. They're full of detail, they look really cool, but a lot of that detail can potentially get in the way sometimes. So you've seen, this is a change to the Kana, where we have raised the weapon sight and given what we call the target acquisition window more room to breathe. So if you're aiming at somebody, you can just generally see a lot more, so optics aren't a crutch anymore. So you can see this on the Ravager, and you see this on the Custodian.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Now, weapon functionality changes. So as you imagine with the new recoil tool, with the new pass, and all the existing weapons, we're going to look and feel great. But while we're looking at our weapons, we also realize that some things don't necessarily, align with their manufacturer, right? You look at something like a Gemini pistol. Now, Gemini overall is rule of cool. That's what Gemini is supposed to be. So the LH86 pistol should be fully automatic, realistically. So we have a video to show you on the pistol. And as you can see, it goes ballistic when you fire. The mag decal has also increased to allow for that crazy feeling the pistol gets. Cool. Thank you very much. Right, and moving on to our new vault weapons. So, oh, there's the other video. That's the optic one. There you go, thanks. These are the vault weapons. So, vault is primarily based around controlling the heat of a weapon. These weapons have the potential to overheat.
Oh no.
And if they overheat, you'll be unable to fire. And they will enact differently. So some weapons will just basically be beams from the get-go, some will go into beams.
It'd be funny if it blows up in your face.
Beam once it reaches a certain level of heat. And it's really fun because these are quite powerful weapons, and you basically want to manage the heat and keep it in that like ideal spot.
There goes a bunch of lighting.
And scope improvements. Now this was shown yesterday, but I want to dig in a little bit more with this one. So,
this place is also working as intended.
So, to get our, if anyone plays a modern FPS, they know that optics are just gorgeous now. In all modern shooters, they look fantastic. And as you can see, we have zoomed in optics in the center. So and then we have other things like parallax, like you see in real life.
I like eye relief on scopes.
And so, in general, all our sights and scopes have been overhauled to be more realistic with things like parallax, pincushion distortion, and things you'd expect from having a scope in general. And it differs manufacturer to manufacturer, right? So some things are purely digital, some things are purely physical. So if you get hit by an EMP grenade, for example, we're using something like a television sight, or something like Clubby might have, then you won't be able to turn off. Right. Thank you.
Cool.
And weapons are ultimately as only good as they sound. I'll be quiet for this next bit, but as you know, we've done a lot of work on our audio propagation systems and just in general how guns sound. We've also switched out some noises and made them feel a lot more beefy. Fantastic. I think all of California heard us there. So, backpack reloading. In real life combat scenarios, you often grab magazines from other surplus areas. We want to simulate that in our game. So, to show you this, we have something called backpack reloading. If you run out of ammo in Star Citizen, you have to open the menu, put things on. It's a little bit clunky, it's a little bit awkward. So, if you have magazines in your backpack, you will now be able to grab them at the price of a longer reload animation.
Awesome. Fumbling.
You will also be able to tell when you have a backpack reload coming up because it will be displayed on the inventory with the backpack symbol. So there's no surprises, no catching on, you have all the information you need. And this has been shown, and it's been the dynamic crosshair. Now, no more third-party dynamic crosshair or crosshairs now. So, if you have a look at this is our new crosshair. It's a crosshair that fits the aesthetic of Star Citizen. It's a crosshair that follows the barrel of the weapon so you can see exactly where a bullet is going to land. And it's projected from the visor using AR. Some visors won't have access to this crosshair, but some will use modified combat lenses. So if you don't want to use the crosshair, you can just use a different visor. As you see, it works with recoil, and overall it just looks gorgeous. Cheers. On to more data things. We're going to provide an improved PvE experience. The accuracy calculator for NPCs is coming over from Squadron 42. Some people have been playing it in the menu in here, and I've been harassing them, whoever's doing the hangar mission, to get their feedback, and it has been overwhelmingly positive. We also have new NPC archetypes, what technically called the Juggernaut, which is basically a very high damage resistant enemy that has an LMG or a shotgun. As soon as they see you, they fire and walk up to you. And overall, it's been playing amazingly, and I'm really happy for you guys. Well, I'm really excited for you guys to get your hands on it at one point. PvP, we want to increase the time to kill. This allows for more varied weapon balancing. You know, we can lay into like sort of different aspects of the element more, at least the highest skill ceiling and less unfair deaths. It will no longer be a game of whoever shoots whoever first. Speaking of which, force reactions. We're reworking them, we're aware it's frustrating, and we are going to rework the system to work beautifully. And we're also working some other highly requested PvP changes. I'm very happy to say a lot of this work has been dialed in. Squadron 42 is in a very good state, and we're bringing this to you soon. Now, the AI Director Fran to share some exciting updates on combat AI.
Hi everybody. So I'm Francesco Roccucci, as said, and I'm the director at CIG. It's a great pleasure to be here with all of you guys. It's fantastic. So what we're going to do today is to explore how all the work we've done for Squadron 42 is going to flow into the Star Citizen experience. So we wanted to make the AI presentation about how you guys are going to experience the tech and the features we have been working on. So from the player perspective, you've seen how many new opportunities you have. And now it's interesting to see how the NPC are going to react to that. So the goal of Star Citizen is to build a breathing and living environment where your actions matters, and the NPC you will find in the universe needs to have the same opportunities and same limitations that you have. So when we play a game, we want you to spend the time that feels memorable, that feels special, right? Something you can remember and talk about. So we want you to give you a challenge to overcome, but also a challenge that is fun and doesn't feel repetitive and boring. So when we look at FPS Encounter, we want to build variety. We want to give the designers, like Zach, the ability to craft combat scenarios, not just to put NPC in the level. And we need to make sure that he can tweak something such that he can experience the unique play style and the play space that you have. So Star Citizen can benefit from tons of
I'm gonna be right back to the screen.
So for those environments,
on the way to the restroom, so that's pretty neat. Oh, I'm gonna head back in there. I might just stream until until it's break time, because it's just another hour. I should have enough power to last me the day from then, because I think after an hour it should be like 3 hours at most until I leave. Holy crap, it's kind of cold in here. Yeah, it's been pretty cold in here last 2 days I came here.
This is the same dead body you might be able to do. You will not find animals after that. And you will probably find it in the other one, right here. So, last but not least, another tool in FPS arsenal is grenades. Grenades are a great tool, and PC can now fully react and use grenades in the environment. So grenades are a great tool, especially when an NPC needs to counter a player that is camping, or a player that is hiding or saying a location that the NPC cannot reach. So grenades force the movement and keep the action going, but they're also very dangerous. You'll see in our presentation and my presentation that a grenade can make electronics explode, ignite a fire, and then the fire can propagate in the environment. So NPCs need to properly understand the environment and not jump into the fire and get damaged. So how do we do that? Is we have a new full system to handle hazards. Basically, Hazard on the technical side can create a navigation volume modifier. The navigation volume modifier gets registered in the navigation system, and our basically mesh can be modified, and it will carry semantic about if that is a dangerous, something better, and how much costly it is to go through. Because maybe you have a suit that allows you to go through the fire, so that is fine. You will not, the NPC can understand it. But if they can't, they would try to find positions that are safe for them to position themselves, but also paths that will avoid those dangerous areas. Now let's see an example of that. This is a safe environment, still fighting, but safe, safer. What will happen now? Fire mounts and propagates. This is fully dynamic, so it's fully controlled by the fire system. The fire system modifies volumes in the navigation system, and we really know where we can and not pass at any given moment. So this is a subset of the things that we worked on and we wanted to show you today. Thanks very much for listening, and now back to Jens.
Right, I want to thank Inesh, I want to thank Zach, and I want to thank Francesca for joining me on stage today. And we want to extend a massive thank you to everyone who contributed to, supported us, and made it possible to show what we showed today. Now, with relentless optimism, we're looking forward to bringing you this all to the Star Citizen and more. Okay, we're going to leave you with a quick peek of a demo in Hangar 13 of Checkmate with some of these new features. Enjoy.
I would have died immediately in that situation.
Dude.
Probably been in worse situations, but I would have died immediately. funny if this stream gets demonetized because this guy is injecting stuff in his veins.
Thank you very much. I urge you all to come and join us in the current playground bit.
Should have easy in chat.
Checkmate. It's a really great encounter. Thank you.
Alright, so that was live for the first person. We're keeping this train running because we got a lunch to get to. Up next is Taking Flight with Yogi, Inez, and more. Let's get it started.
Taking flight.
Is my mic on? Okay. Can you hear me? Fine.
There we go.
These are the wrong slides. Hang on. Well, hello everyone. My name is Yogi Klatt. I'm a principal vehicle programmer at Cloud Imperium Games, and I focus on space flight and the space combat. I really love my job, so this is why I'm really excited to show you the progress that we did on 2022 in the last 2 years. So there's two things I need to say here. First thing is, we're doing a live demo, and the build is about 12 hours old, so there is a good chance. There is a good chance for bugs, which, well, if you see them, just look away. It will be fine. The second thing is, I'm not by myself today, it will be Brent Gunzinger. He's using a setup of two VKB sticks, so left and right HOSA setup from VKB, and he's also using a fantastic Toby device. So we'll swap during the presentation between using hand tracking and not using hand tracking. Yes. So, but the good thing is, the relationship between you and your starship, it doesn't start when you take off. It starts way before that. There's a lot of stuff we do now in pre-flight. So please welcome back Ines Caldas, who will walk us through that process.
It's working? Yeah, okay. Hello everyone, it's a privilege to be here back on stage to tell you all about what you can expect about the player interaction experience inside your cockpit. If you, like I've told you before, how we've been working towards improving the player interaction experience all across our games. And we wanted to bring this improvement to what happens inside the cockpit. So we wanted to give you a greater immersion. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so we want to give you a greater immersion and give you a closer experience to what pilots go through in real life, not only when you're flying around your ship, but the moment you take your seat at the cockpit. So to achieve this, we've created, when you enter your ship, you'll be put in what we call a new relax mode. So in this pose, you'll have 3 look enabled, so you can easily look around the cockpit and your dashboard. The prompts will be showing over the button so you can easily find the one and view the pilot. Have to press all the different buttons to get your ship ready for flying, and the character hand will be lowered away from the control stick. So all of this blends neatly into our new player animated interaction system, whereby any button is now physically pressed. So this new system uses what we call a CDIK approach. This stands for code-driven IK, or inverse kinematics, and gives full control of the IK setup to the code. So this, among other things, allows us to record the path of the hand relative to this target. So we can have more detailed animations than just simply blending the hand into position. So for example, we can open a flap and then press the button. But you know, enough of me talking, let's go jump into the demo and see all of this in action. So Brian very kindly will get us into the ship where you'll see the new enter sequence. And you'll see the new animations we have been working on. you can see now that you won't directly grab the control stick. You'll be put onto on this relaxed pose with free look enabled. And you can see the different prompts appear over the buttons. So let's get this show started and get your ship ready for flying. So Brent, if you could close the canopy so we don't go flying around with that open. Power our systems. Look back. And finally turn our engines. You are now ready for flying. So we will be bringing all of this to all our ships in our fleet. And that's all for me. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Tony to tell you all about the new UI.
Oh, I just noticed it.
Hi everyone, my name is Tony. I'm Senior UI Programmer here at CIG. And I'm here to explain some of the spoilers that you saw yesterday about our new ship UI. So, are you ready to see the ship UI in action? Right. Boom, play the demo. Brand, continue with the demo. So, as you can see already, this ship has less inclusive UI, with more space to enjoy the stunning vistas that planets can offer, and less cluttered views so you can focus during combat. This also means that the UI elements are now more relevant to the situation, linked to the operator mode. For example, when we change to scan mode, the crosshair has scanning information about your target, and even the MFDs have changed. Some of these elements can be customized, but we'll see more about that later. For this demo, we're showing the UI developed for these gladiators. Basic information related to navigation will always be available on your view, and this gladiator displays all of that with holograms around the dashboard. But other ships may have different layouts and styles, on brand with the manufacturer. For example, the Drake that makes more affordable ships, rather than fancy and probably expensive holograms, may use physical springs, dials, and light indicators. This dashboard shows the current speed, the remaining afterburn, and some decoys available. On both far sides, we have status indicators that will show things like if you land in the zone or any other flight systems. Worth mentioning that we have prototyped these for the demo, so right now they're holograms, but on the final design, it's going to be physical screens. On the far left, on the top of the dashboard, we have the indicator of which master mode and operator mode are you on. So let's change that to combat and talk about these new MFDs. So we have reworked all of these MFDs from scratch with brand new views using our UI technology building blocks. We can still navigate through these MFDs using the classic mouse interaction, holding F and then moving the mouse. On the left here, we can see the scanning view, which is going to show information that you take when you scan a target. It may show information about the ship name, the pilot name, or even the current operator mode of your target, so you know if they're just sitting around or they're ready to fight you. Cycling to the left one, we have the target status, which will focus on emissions, damage, and orientation of your target. We'll see that in action later. The next one, continuing to the left, will be the surface status, which is contextual. So during navigation, that will show your current view, but during combat, like right now, will show information about your guns. You can click on the gun, and you can see basic information about that. You will see the name, and you can also see in which group they are assigned, which Yogi will explain later. On the MFD on the right side, we have the power management, where we can distribute the power of different systems of the ship. You can click on the triangle and move it around to change the distribution, and you can turn down the total power of the ship that will generate. The classic key bindings that you all know actually works, so when you change the power management, you will see now a triangle on top of the radar to show you the changes. Now, instead of using mouse, you can also use key bindings to select MFDs and cycle through the menus, which might be faster when you are in certain situations like in combat. And for those pro players out there, we have added about 100 key bindings, I mean 100, to navigate through all of these systems. So you can fully customize how you want to navigate through them. And I really hope
That's more than
I
enough
might need
to
to
use
switch
on
back
your
to
keyboard, on
full-size
your
keyboard for this
podcast, or even
game.
your K class
Reaction for that.
But if you need more, just let us know.
We had 100 keybinds.
Anyway, I think you're
You know,
not
I'll be
going
able
to
to
need
60%
just
keyboard.
many shortcuts. For each operator mode, you can now persistently save which views are shown on each entity. So you can customize what's important to you for every situation. So as an example, during combat, you might want to have target information on your MFVs, but maybe when you change to quantum travel, have your current fuel, spend some time on the configuration screen, for example. Let's talk about this configuration screen. We're going to have now here a variety of options for customizing UI elements to enable systems of the ship. We may see some of these later in action with Jerry. These settings are now available on this screen, not in the global settings of the game, for quick access. So just a warning, expect changes on the settings that you're putting now, but we'll tell you all about it when we have it ready. And the important bit about this is that they will persist to your ship. So you can keep different setup of which UI elements and even ship systems enable for how you personally use each of your ships.
Fuck yes.
Now, some of you might be thinking that these values that it have enough MFVs. Can we enable the top setting? For those of you that you want to see even more information, you can now cast versions of these NFTs to your helmet.
Hell yes. Yeah!
For this, you're going to need to equip the appropriate helmet, so it's connected to your ship and I can get all this information. You can use the key bindings that I mentioned before, so you can select which cast you want to control and how to cycle through them. So you can pin views that are important to you that will move with your camera. So as you have seen, if you're aiming at the target or if you're moving with your head tracker, those views are going to be always with you. With all these tools, you can customize your experience and have it ready for every situation that you encounter with your ship, always displaying the relevant information to you. So for example, during combat, you may want to have all the new elements enabled, all the pips, all the clusters, so the information of your ship on the physical MFVs, and maybe focus on the target information on your cast, so they're always at your view. But maybe when you go to quantum travel, you can turn those casts off so you can enjoy the vistas. That's all for me. Now we have MFVs ready, and let me bring Yogi back to tell you all about flying your ship. Thank you very much.
Okay, at this point, our ship is fully powered up, ready to fly. Pre-flight is complete. So Brent, please take off, put the landing gear in, and bring us out. Have you seen the interaction? This is great, isn't it? Okay, so one of the problems we always have in space games is to produce a sense of speed. Space is big, and the sense of speed is always produced by small things going around you. So although it's not very visible here, the VFX team has actually added space dust. So in the future, you can tell where your ship is going, even without looking at instruments. Another thing we're focusing on as well is G-force reactions. So Grant, if you could come to a stop for a second. When your ship is sitting like that, and you strafe left and right, you have these small head motions that basically make your head and your body react to the G-forces they're currently enduring. We're actually increasing them now. We also added rotational G-forces into the mix, so if Grant is now rotating the ship to the left, you also can see that your head is swaying a little bit. Things get a little bit more interesting when Brent is actually taking boost into the mix. So the boost forwards, we now added the camera shape, we added FOV changes, and this all then plays together with the other things like the other exhaustion effects that we have. So overall, the ship should now feel a little bit more reactive than before. The same thing. At the same time, we reduce the extensions that that look-ahead code is doing. So
We basically narrowed it down a little bit so it mixes better with GeForce reaction, so that even when you don't have a head tracker or something like that, it will still feel pretty good. But this is just a minor change. We also improved the flight controls themselves. So take a look at the speed gauge, for example. It's a little bit twitchy today. What that speed gauge is telling you, the number that's currently moving, is what kind of speed go Grant is actually putting in. If he puts his stick all the way forward, the left one, you will now be able to see and read the number that you're asking IFCS to speed and forward momentum. This also allows us to bring back the sticky throttle we had pre 3.5, where now, if you play with mouse and keyboard, you can press W and S to increase and decrease your speed and let go of the key, and the ship will not automatically come to a stop. Of course, this is all completely configurable, so you can enable that or not if you want.
Oh, that's going to be pretty neat.
Okay, Brent, give me some hot flying now, like blackout and all that. Okay, so another thing we changed in the flight mode is that we actually looked at the tri-coding exploits. These are really important for PvP and racing players among you, because tri-coding gives us a mathematical problem.
It's an invisible asteroid.
Some ships, when you tri-code, you get actually up to 50% more acceleration. That huge difference actually makes a lot of the ship difference meaningless, so we're cutting back on those. So the first implementation of that is already available in the master mode testing areas in 3.21, I think. But we're improving the algorithm right now so that it actually is less punishing in future master mode builds. This is actually a current version, so as long as you go roughly forward, you get the full Gs from your back engines. Okay, so now the biggie in the room. We're talking master modes. Master modes is by far the biggest change we're doing on the ship gameplay. In general, all of your ships will be put into, or will get a master mode setup. And the master mode is affecting basically everything surrounding everything on the ship. The ship itself, the flight mode a little bit, but specifically the items and what they do. And there are two master modes we're going to talk today about. One is SCM, which stands for Space Combat Maneuvering, and the other one is Navigation. So let's look into SCM. SCM is the mode that Grant currently has active. So you see the, Grant, can you go into the indication, please, for the master mode? Just point with the mouse there. Okay. Yeah, so this is your current master mode. It says SCM. When you use SCM for basically all the gameplay that is not so personal. So combat, mining, salvaging, using it for that. You have full access to your combat system. Your shields are working, your thruster boost is fully active, your weapons are working. It's the high performance, high endurance mode that you're in. However,
I don't even know why nothing showed up.
How fast we can go. We can go with your ship. Okay, Brent, go to full max speed. So the values on max speed and SCM can reach about 225 meters per second. That might seem slow compared to what you have in the Pew right now, but it's still pretty fast. However, you can extend that speed. Brent, if you just go forward and boost. So the Gladius can extend up to 550 meters per second. On this slide here, you can see the speed spaces we're talking about. So if you just walk flying around in SCM, which is like the max speed of your ship, you can reach the 225 meters per second. If you boost, you can reach up to 500 or 550. However, that boost space is non-spherical. That means if you boost forward, you reach higher speeds than if you boost backwards. That's really important for space combat maneuvering, because, or for dogfighting in general, because it discourages back strafing, it actually punishes back strafing, and it creates more interesting combat maneuvers. The PvP players among you, they basically call this encouragement to closing the gap, which is basically more forward-centric combat, which is much more exciting than backstrafing and just trying to get some shots out. It also forces you as combat players to commit to these decisions pretty early in the fight. So it's going to be, we think it's much more exciting. So, in short, you pick SCM when you need to fight, or when you want to fight, or when you need to fight, right? The thing with the master mode switches is that they do not happen instantly. They take a while to move over. So we're now going to put our ship into the second mode, which is navigation. So navigation mode is basically the opposite of SCM. What this does, it gives you a high-speed, low-performance mode. Your shields, they will collapse. Your weapons will not be able to fire. Your defensive systems will not be functional. But you have higher speeds. So in nav mode, you can still reach the speeds of what you have currently in the PU, something, I mean, depending on the ship, sometimes 1,000 meters or 1,400 meters per second. But all the regenerative systems, so regenerating the weapon capacity or the thruster boost, will be inhibited. So this means when you want to go fast, you need to be very, very careful when you want to swap over. So imagine you're in a fight and you want to escape. You should not do it right away, because if you just swap to navigation mode in the hope to flee, you are being left with no shields. And the first thing that will go offline when you're hitting with distortion guns is the quantum drive. And that is important, because the quantum drive will spool automatically up when you enter nav mode, and it will then unlock the higher speeds. So this means when you're in nav mode and you're fighting, you're very vulnerable, so you should get out as fast as possible. Luckily, navigation mode not only allows you a higher speed, but also gives you access to the new quantum travel experience, which we're going to show in a minute. So, that is nav point that you see there on the screen. This is the point we want to go to and quantum travel to. Before we do that, I need to quickly explain what this is about. So, currently in the PU, when you quantum travel from A to B, you're actually not really moving. You're going on a spline, and you're teleported in every frame along that spline. So there's basically no meaningful gameplay you can add there. The new quantum travel experience is fully physicalized. Physics is always on, which means when you quantum travel from A to B, you're actually accelerating using our awesome physics engine. And because it's physicalized, it gives us a lot more meaningful gameplay we can play with. So, Brent will start the quantum travel in a second. What will happen then is, your quantum drive will initiate the jump. You will see an effect that distorts the space around you. And you will accelerate forward. During the acceleration process, and this is the time until you actually reach your cruise speed, the ship will experience forces, and you as a player, you are responsible to counter these forces. So there is an element of failure. Okay, Brent, let's show that. And take your hands off.
Blew up or CTB.
That's sick. Skill-based quantum jump.
So what you just saw is basically the failed attempt to quantum travel. Red wasn't countering the forces, therefore he was thrown out, the quantum bubble collapsed into the ground. Your ship doesn't like that. IFCS needs 5-6 seconds to recover from that, during which time you just tumble, right? So, and this is not just like dependent on your skills. If you think selecting a proper quantum drive doesn't matter in the future, think again. You want to take care of your quantum drive, you want to repair it and keep it in good shape. So if you buy a cheap one, your travel will not necessarily be faster, but it might be harder. Okay, so we're going to show us how it's done properly.
It's funny, you can see this thing moving.
New sound effects for that.
Locked. You can now go hands off.
That was cool. That was really fucking cool.
Okay, so there's a second variant of quantum travel, and this is for short-range jumps. Sometimes you jump somewhere, or you go somewhere, and you see the next point of interest. It's like 1,200 kilometers away. We're not going to force you anymore to travel that by hand. You will use a technique called quantum boosting. It's a quantum based short-range jump for like something between a couple of 100 kilometers to like 30,000 kilometers or so. When you use quantum boosting, the process is practically the same, but the quantum bubble will not stabilize itself, so you need to be hands-on for the whole time, and the speeds are naturally, well, slower, but it's not slow, it's still quantum traveling, right? Okay, so Brent, can you boost to, oh, reinforcement needed, yeah, let's go there, let's boost. Oh, actually, sorry. Okay, so what Brent is currently showing here is, I think I forgot to mention, quantum boosting works in every direction. You don't need nav points.
Yes.
Brent is awesome, thank you. Okay, so now, please boost to reinforcements needed. So if there's nav points and you boost, the quantum travel system will pick that nav point to go to. Welcome to Pyro 3.
I wish I visited that there yesterday.
As you can see, there's a lot of UI happening right now. There's a lot of context there. And this is not an online demo, it's a single player. So that means all these units there, they're friendly and hostile, so probably fighting with each other. Which is a good segue to talk about AI improvements. And there's one man who can tell you all about AI. This is the man with the nicest legs at CIG. Well, please welcome Diego Marti Mason.
So who's excited to see the new AI changes? Hi everyone, as Yuri said, my name is Diego Marti Mason and I am the AI programmer focusing on the flight combat. Over the past year, we've been working on delivering a thrilling experience to the AI encounters. Let me first walk you through our journey. We first started looking at the current AI behavior in the PU. We quickly realized uniform fighting was, and how we were not using all of the tech available to us to make a more interesting experience. We had the foundations, and we wanted to learn more about how you, the players, do your combat encounters in the verse. So we did this by getting combat recordings, analyzing videos, and internal playtesting, where we were hammering each other for hours. It was fun, unless you went up against experienced fighters, like they are. Anyway, with all of this data, we started crafting the first prototype, with the focus of bringing that human behavior into the AI brain. When the first version was ready to be tested, I handed it out to one of the best internal pilots in the team, Yuri. So Yuri, what do you think about my first prototype?
It was an exercise of humility. It was an exercise of humiliation. I hated it, and I blamed Diego.
So this was due to the AI being able to keep a good range control and a perfect orbit around the target while maintaining a constant fighting solution. Come on, it's a computer. We learned a lot from our initial prototype, and it really helped us to define what we wanted to deliver. A combat experience where the AI gets challenging, makes mistakes, just like us, humans. We want players to leave every combat encounter with a feel of satisfaction by encouraging you to keep on the move and make use of the vehicle systems available to you, so you can at least try to win the fight. Let's see how we brought this new iteration of combat to life. We broke down in multiple stages. The first one, interception. Then the main engage phase, which we broke in different tactics. Strafer, Chapster, Chaser, and finally, disengage. Let's switch to the mode. As you can see, Brent has encountered a skirmish. Let's talk more about the combat flow there. Okay, we will start with interception. After acquiring the target, the primary aim is to close the gap to the target. If the AI is always near the target, the interception phase is skipped completely. If it's too far, it will tell the AI to use the new master mode to swap into navigation mode and make use of the full speed to chase. Swapping back to SCM mode when we are in striking distance. That leads us to our second phase, engage. Here the AI selects an adequate tactic based on combat environment. It's a choosing via the traits and tactic selector system. You've heard more about them in the previous talk by Francesco. So let's talk about the strafer. As this is a 6 degrees of freedom game, it's the natural combat shape adopted by pilots. We have related the same behavior to our AI, ensuring also that orbits are close and adding variations to include rolling. Strafers will play combat if they cannot keep an orbit. So now we see how the hammerhead is being attacked by hornets. These hornets are jousters. Jousters consist of performing straight attacks while outputting a lot of firepower, blowing through, smooth turning, and repeating. We added variations for the more skilled pilots, like skid roll attacks, that provide a spider-like flight path. Jousters are all secured and monitoring for back strafers, so if they cannot get into strikers, they stay straight. And finally, the chaser. Now, Brain is going to get there in a second, but the chaser is going to be the cutlass, which is following one of the hornets and is allied with the hammerhead. Now, we are really far away, 10 kilometers. So the chaser, it will try to always stay on the target seat. The idea is to force the target into a defensive stance by making them turn into the change. This maneuver will be seen mainly in squads and atmosphere combat. The final phase, which can happen at any time, depending on the combat situation, is disengage. This phase is triggered based on constantly listening to multiple events in parallel. To name a few, critical health, damage to shields, or weapons depleted. There is also a shorter version of disengage that we call pace breaks, which occurs during long periods of combat due to fatigue, nature of the combat encounters. These pace breaks are short, and the main objective is to perform a simple maneuver to gain a new advantage position in the strike game. This new flow is what encompasses the core of our new AI flight combat experience, in combination with AI traits that will give designers the tools to tailor each combat encounter in the verse. Like, for example, they can choose the ace traits that will allow AI pilots to make use of all of the ship's angular velocity so they can keep a more precise orbit. So for some of you out there, it's going to be a good challenge. While we've been mainly focusing on fighter behavior, we've also started to follow the same process to other ship types, like gunships and capitals. In the near future, we want to deliver an experience where going against a capital ship like an Iris is a tough fight, that unless you bring the right combinations of tools, meaning ships that are equipped to take down capital ships, you will get demolished by their powerful targets. Now, after all of the feedback, in our first internal playtests, we've received a lot of constructive and positive feedback. And Yogi is not longer being destroyed by the AI, so I think he likes it a bit more. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the new AI. And back to you, Yogi.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about, we heard about how AI makes my life hard. Now let's talk about how to return the favor. We're talking weapons. So, the weapon and aiming systems in squadrons, they went through a lot of changes. I can only mention a couple of them, so I will go through them relatively quickly. First thing on our to-do list is basically weapon tuning. At the moment, almost all weapons in the PU are practically the same. In Squadron, that's not the case. Almost all weapons have different properties. They have like different projectile velocities, different DPS numbers. But they're not just different in terms of these numbers. They also feel different. Remember the cinch cannons from like a couple of years ago? They were very powerful weapons, but they were extremely easy to use, which made them meta weapons. So we're going to bring the cinch cannon back, but we make sure that the amount of work you put into these cannons in order to employ them is on par with the other guns. So there's a lot of stuff that we're going to do to make sure that weapons have a lot of pros and cons and avoid meta. Specifically for the spill, Brent is equipped with a nose, I think it calls for a laser repeater. Can you fire it once? Yeah. And the other weapon he has is he has two weapons on the wings, which are Gets ballistics, Gets cannons. With one push, they're actually firing two. So we're also going to have burst weapons. and so on. Okay, cool. So, a problem we have in space games is controlling the engagement ranges, because we want to bring the fights close. But the problem is that, well, how do I put this? Weapons usually, in order to bring them close, what the game does usually do is they just restrict the ranges. Like in the Pew, a lot of weapons have exactly a range of 1,400 meters, which means often the fights occur at 1,399 meters. This is not a good way for us to control the weapons. And we tried out things like damage fall-off, so that bullets get more damaging the closer you are. But the problem there is how do you communicate that to the player? So we're going to do a couple of different things with that in the future. Let's see when the graph comes on. Okay, so show of hands or show. Which of you has an Ares? Okay, as an Ares pilot, you might know the following problem. You have a target. You're going to aim at it. And then you, this is, what the? Okay, I need to go back. Okay, there's actually some stuff not there anymore, I don't know. What happens when you aim with your crosshair over the pit is that you're actually not aiming at the pit. The legacy system gives you a pip which does not show you where the weapon meets the pip. The new aiming system actually produces the pips based on where the weapon sees them and reprojects them on the target. That means the aiming information you're getting is actually much, much more precise. And this is a very interesting, sorry, I said the completely wrong thing. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. Okay, controlling weapon ranges, sorry. I do it now, sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, controlling ranges. In the future, all the weapons will get much, much longer ranges. Size 1 weapons will fly to up to 5 or 6 kilometers before the despawn. The way how we do this, is we're adding spread. Because spread for us is a very good indication on how to control the ranges. This is not a one-to-one relationship there, so don't worry, you won't get like spread with like 20 degrees offset or something like that. Don't worry, right? But if we compare the spread of the weapon with the target size, we know when the weapon is in range. We know when you actually are close enough so that the majority of the hits can hit. And we're telling you that via the aiming system now. So friend, let's take a look at the demo.
Yeah, from time to
If you get
time.
in the green crosshair, it means you have a high chance of your weapons.
From time to time, I just randomly shoot my guns.
If friend takes a little bit of a step back and waits until the pips and the crosshair turn red, this does not mean
That
that
having might get me a crunch stat with this releases.
you might waste bullets. This also has a benefit that, I'm not sure if you saw that before, but if you look at how many bullets are in the air, you're actually getting a lot of bullets, a lot more bullets, and it just looks a lot better. Okay, Grant, just kill these guys now. Bam!
He's only firing the nose gun, isn't he? He's not even firing anything else.
Okay. The thing you might have seen is that Brent is loaded with size 3 guns on size 3 gimbals. That means we're removing the N-1 system. The reason for that is the original intention of controlling the performance between joystick and mouse players just didn't work out, and the new aiming system is flexible enough to deal with these differences. So we're just removing it and keep going. So, next point, pip grouping. If you have different weapons with different projectile velocities, you will get different pips. Because merging the pips makes no sense for us anymore, because the weapons are going to have vastly different projectile speeds. So if Brent, for example, enables all the weapons now, you get separate pips. So let's talk a bit about pip optimizations here. And this is the thing I messed up before. Again, who is an Ares? If you aim at your target, you get a pip, right? Your Ares owners know that. You aim at the pip, you shoot, you miss. And this is because the pip is not being shown where you In the future, we're actually offsetting a bit, where the weapon sees it, and then we project this onto the crosser. Like that. And when you then hit, you hit. No, when you then shoot, you hit. And this is of course also communicated by the aiming system, so when the pips turn green and when the crosser turns green, just shoot. Okay, so now to the actual best part. We cannot take down this hammerhead. It's too big for us. But we can cripple it. The weak points on the hammerhead are the turrets. The way we're going to do this in the future is through precision targeting mode. Grant?
What?
Enable precision targeting mode? There we go. What this does, it does three things. You get this full zoom on the target. You get a lower RPM of your weapons, which decreases the spreads, so more precision, and you get the painting mechanic. Anywhere where you put your crosshair on that ship, it will tell the gimbal system where to aim at. So if Brent now attacks the turrets, your aiming system will automatically lead the shots.
Okay.
Bam! One turret down.
Jeez, yeah, you can destroy turrets.
Okay, so this hammerhead now understood that it's not good, it doesn't stand a chance right now, but this will be the way how you in the future will fight against sub-targets and so on. The good thing about this, it also works even without painting the target directly, so you can do very, very precise warning shots. And there's no aim assist that kind of like destroys your aiming processes. Okay, so the fight's now over. Sorry, I need to rush this a little bit because I messed up stuff before. And you're going to look at Pilot 3. Okay, we're going to switch to map mode and bring us down to the landing mode. So Pilot 3 is also called Bloom. It's a very big flame with a nice atmosphere.
I hope so.
And something wrong.
Right there, right in the radar, just like
something's
just
wrong
like
with the phone.
2.5.
We'll try to land as fast as possible though.
Oh man.
As a gameplay demo might have bugs.
Oh, is this what quantum boost is?
Okay.
Should be 15 more minutes.
Okay, so the thrusters on the ship, they do not like they do like the vacuum of space. They're talking spaceships, right? And we have thruster efficiency curves on these thrusters. So at some point, especially the MAF thrusters, they will cease working because they don't like atmosphere. They will overheat very, very quickly. So there's the question: what happens when you go down to a planet and you want to rotate your ship with your thrusters off? Well, we'll see. Can we go to external view?
Oh shit.
Can you waggle your tail?
Yes!
Okay, back first person. Okay, so what you see here is the aerodynamics model. Because obviously our left stick is somewhat damaged or so, we can't be as fast as we want. Actually, Grant, can you try a WBS on the keyboard instead? Oh, it doesn't work. No, it doesn't. Yep. Okay. No, the stick is affecting us. Okay. Anyways, we're going to go down as far as possible. So the new aerodynamic system is a complete replacement of the aerodynamic system that you currently have, and you need your control surfaces to actually turn the ship around. It simulates the airflow over the lift surfaces, and therefore, the slower you become, the less effective those control surfaces will be in order to turn the ship. So we can demonstrate this. So if Grant just sits here and yaws left and right, you will see he cannot go further than that. That is in line with what green airplanes also experience when they're trying to use the rudder to yaw left and right. So what Grant can do here is he can roll and he can pull to actually change this direction.
I am looking forward to atmospheric combat.
Okay, so just for this demo, we added a button. The button is called thruster disconnect because at the moment in the view, when you go through a planet, you're using the thrusters to rotate. We're not doing that anymore. So Brent, disconnect the thrusters, please, and put the ship into a purposeful stall. The stall happens when the airflow over a wing ceases, or over a lift surface ceases. And then at some point you will not have any authority anymore, and your ship will not turn and so on, and you will basically fall out of the sky. That is naturally a state that every plane wants to avoid naturally, right? And this is happening right here. Brent is not able to use the control surfaces right now because the ship is in a process of stalling. However, the airflow
partially there.
will pull the nose back into the wind, and once you have enough speed, he can actually, well, he gets authority back over these control surfaces. That means leadless players, what you can actually do, you can do aerobraking, you can do pure gliding if you want to. You can even do like competitions like, I don't know, like drop ships out of orbit and then see how far they glide. This is all possible with the new system. So, to come to a stop with the new system, you need to purposefully put the ship into a stall. But don't worry, when we don't have the thrusters disconnected, IFCS will help you. So, bring down the speed more and more until you're reaching stall speed, which is about now, and then the thrusters will kick in and catch you. That means, however, we're now in a state that the thrusters don't lie. Right? So if we have to build this up in the future, we will not be able to hold this for long. So Brent, for example, now from a hover, straight is left, more left, more left, more left. The wind flow again pulls the ship over, and you go forward again.
Or I want to see the ship crash because that'd be funny.
Okay, so now Brent now show us how to come to a hover, and do we have some water? Oh yeah, there's our point. Okay. Okay, so there's our landing point.
Yeah. But that only works if your landing gear aren't fucking skids.
No time to slam into the ground.
We're trying to land somewhere here. Whoa, look at this! Yeah, the ball is great, like, awesome. Okay, so now we're coming to a, so now Brent will try to land with a broken throttle.
That's like blue shine.
And yeah, he's aided a little bit here by the landing gear, so that's landing gear other thing. Because that automatically enables precision mode at the moment, so that you're a little bit slower.
Chat's still popping up.
And then you come smoothly down to landing. The best way to land your ship is in decoupled, because you can just like very smoothly land it on the surface. Flow. And now you're going to power down the ship using the new interactions. Engines are first. Then we're in the relaxed pose again, as I showed before. Power off. And the canopy off.
Oh, I accidentally hit the self-destruct.
Don't put the canopy off. And get out of the ship. And probably go for a swim or something. Okay, that was a bit of a buggy, bumpy ride, but thank you for taking the time with us.
Oh, looks neat.
And we'll see you in the berth. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yogi. Everybody, it's time for lunch. We'll be back around 2:45. So get yourself some food, get yourself some drinks, get yourself some snacks, stretch your legs, and then be back in Hall A when you come back, because from this point forward, you're not going to want to be anywhere else. We'll see you at 2:45, everybody. Take care.
It's still pretty dark in here. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna call it a stream here.
So as you can see, the gimbal is dead, and the phone is dead. I'm at 20%. I'm gonna take a lunch break and keep streaming, but the phone will charge and like maintain while it's plugged in. Let me pause the stream. I'll be back in about an hour and a half, right? Let the phone charge a bit. And there's Mr. Zenas. And I'll be right back, okay, guys? I'll see you guys in about an hour. Thank you guys for hanging out. See you guys in a little bit. Peace out.
What's up, Brad?
You want to bring the pause here? You guys got plans?
You guys just do, right?
Yes, I'm trying to two things up, and I think that's easiest.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna call it a stream here. Yeah, if you guys do wanna continue watching some Star Citizen, yeah, you guys can check out Henkin here. Yeah, it is pretty dark, but
dude, it's like the worst.
This is the worst
place to live stream.
Yeah,
it's so dark. Here, I'll carry all this. I just need to let him.
Check out Henkin, awesome streamer here. So he's gonna keep streaming once they're back with the. I'm trying to switch. Yeah, I'll be live tomorrow. I'm not gonna promise anything, but hopefully I'm gonna be live tomorrow, and we can do a random game stream. As yeah, didn't make the most quality stuff this week, so yeah, hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, call it here.